time to kick off 3 hours of fair and honest discussions that go beyond the headlines of today's sports teams. From the Budweiser studios of 99.1, The Sports Animal, here's a couple of guys with over 30 years of combined knowledge of Tennessee sports.
Touchdown, Tennessee! Jason Swain!
Here's Josh and Swain.
Good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome in to Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. We are very excited to be with you for the next 3 hours. We are getting closer to Tennessee and Kentucky. That's Friday night. Tennessee's men's basketball team will play in the Sweet 16 against a big-time program. The Lady Vols will take on Texas, number 1 seed as expected, with Texas beating Illinois yesterday. So these Sweet 16 matchups are set. Tennessee football was back to the practice field this morning. Practice number 5. They are 1/3 of the way through spring practice. We'll hear from Josh Heupel on today's show. We have the sleigh ride today. Ron Slay on to the Sweet 16. He was up in Lexington.
Oh, yeah.
Supporting the Volunteers of this past weekend.
Oh, yeah. He'll be a fan up until the Final Four. And then he'll have to put the suit back on is what he told us. And when he does put the suit back on, hopefully Tennessee is in the Final Four so he can talk about them.
We'll talk to you this afternoon. Call or text at 865-656-9900. Swain, good to see you today. I'm glad you didn't enter the transfer portal yesterday, as more than 700 basketball players did.
Not yet. Not yet. Still weighing options, waiting for some better offers.
Uh-huh. Okay. Aren't we all?
I mean, you got to wait on the good offers before you go to the portal. You can't get in there before that, right? Because that would be dumb.
It would seem to be.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, never mind. You can't do that. That's against the rules.
Yep. No communication until you blindly enter the transfer portal hoping that there is another option out there for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like high school recruits. There was an expectation that high school recruits wasn't supposed to talk to any collectives to know what they could possibly make if they picked that school. I mean, NCAA just assumed that kids wouldn't do that, and they shouldn't do that until Tennessee had something to say about that.
Times are quickly changing.
It just makes sense to make sure you have a new job secured before you quit the old job. Well, it's important for recruits to know how much money they're going to get paid if they pick that school over the other.
It is okay if you are both looking forward to the game on Friday, setting your sights on how Tennessee will perform in the Sweet 16, but also taking a look to the side and seeing who might be entering the transfer portal, which players might be able to help next year, because coaches have already been checking in to see who is available, who might become available for the same purpose.
The fans not playing on Friday, Josh. They
do what you want to.
I've been looking at the portal for the last couple of weeks. I mean, especially the first week of the NCAA tournament. I mean, that was an open tryout. That was like the NFL Combine on NFL Network. It was like that. First game, I didn't see anybody on Wofford's team that could play on Tennessee's team.
No.
I know, like, Morehouse State played against Auburn, and Janai Broome was on that Morehouse State team, and then he transferred to Auburn. That's not the case with Tennessee and Wofford. No one on Wofford's team caught my eye enough to be involved next year. But there were a lot of games being played, a lot of mid-majors trying out.
A friend 5 minutes ago sent me the tweet of the announcement that Lamar Wilkerson from Sam Houston State, this news came out last night, that he's entering the transfer portal. Rob Doster of Field of 68, when he shared the news, said he has a chance to be the next Chaz Lanier.
Oh, really?
Averaging 20.5 points a game, shooting 45% from three on 8 threes, 3-point attempts per game at Sam Houston State, firing up 8 threes a game, hitting almost half of them.
Have we made the call yet?
He's also doing the move that Chaz did a year ago, entering the portal and the NBA draft at the same time. Remember, Chaz went through the draft process, opted to transfer to Tennessee instead.
I mean, it would be smart for that young man if he's trying to take the same route as Chazanier. You probably need to talk to Chazanier, and I'm sure he'll give you some advice on, what to do and where to go.
How about that, though? Tennessee with a player who is kind of a poster child. He is an example that is set for other transfers with big aspirations at their next big school.
I mean, the only thing that's different between Chaz and Dalton is Dalton didn't put his name into the NBA draft before coming to Tennessee, but he could have. He could have done the same thing. But now they should say, with transfers, be the next Dunk Connect and Chazanier. Because those were the two best transfers in the last 2 years. That means Rick has to commit to coming back next year.
That's part of it. That's part of it. Another example of, hey, the question is the Cinderella dead? Are we done seeing Cinderellas? I don't think it's done. I think we'll see mid-major programs go on a run. Colorado State was either a travel call or just a missed shot by the opponent from being alive and would have counted, I think, for this season. They aren't there.
We call them a mid-major?
Colorado State.
We're putting them in the same category
as a San Diego State.
Like Iona and Loyola Chicago and St. Peter's. What do we call those schools if we are calling Colorado State a mid-major? Mini-major?
I think, well, I guess so. But anyway,
sorry,
San Diego State, they went to the title game 2 years ago, but their point guard who hit a big shot and helped lead them there, he now plays for Kentucky. Well, yesterday San Diego State had a true freshman, Magoon Gwath, who was not coveted by anybody, was a zero-star recruit, but he shows up. He was Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year, and now he's in the portal. So he's going to go help a big school next season.
Hey, these smaller schools, the coaches, they know the deal. I mean, you might as well embrace it. I mean, it should be part of your recruiting pitch. Like, hey, you didn't get the offer you wanted. I understand we're not the school you think you should be at. Come here for a year or two, ball out, and we will help you pack your bags and go to a big-time program, and you go show off. It looks good on us.
So the mid-majors or the non-power programs, they essentially have their own one-and-done program they can offer. One and done at our school.
Yeah.
And then you go to a bigger school.
Man,
maybe so.
You might as well embrace it because you can't fight it, and you're not going to be able to win.
Right.
So at least get a player that's going to help you win as many games as possible for that year or two, help you get to the tournament where you lose the first round anyways. But let that player hit up the combine.
Yeah. And again, not everybody's going to.
The NCAA tournament.
A year ago, Ashton Genty had offers, had opportunities to go somewhere else, and he decided, no, I'm going to stay at Boise State. This is football, not basketball, but he could have gone to a major program and chose not to. So there will be basketball players that do the same, but there will be more that do this. Go to San Diego State, go to a McNeese State, you name it, and then if they succeed, take the bigger offer to go to the bigger school.
I want to know
more
how
often
much,
than not.
I want to know how much Ashton Genty was offered. Because there's some offers you just can't turn down.
Right.
In basketball, I mean,
I haven't seen a comparison of what he could have gotten versus what he did receive at Boise State. That I don't know. But in that interview he did with Kevin Clark, he said he had a good number of schools that were connecting with him, reaching out.
Yeah, I want to know the offer. In basketball, I mean, how many kids are going to say no if you're dropping 18 points, 22 points a game, and blue blood school or serious basketball program that's going to drop 650 in your lap or drop 800 in your lap, you're going to say no? Like, there's no way that mid-major – dude, that's more than your coach at that mid-major school is making. You can't turn that down. You want to, but you can't.
Yeah, basketball numbers are interesting because football in total brings more value. Football is going to have more money, but individual players in basketball can find some big checks.
Yeah.
Big checks. The stars can make more easily than any football player.
Yeah.
That includes quarterbacks because of the value. Now, this is somewhat of an exception, but A.J. DeBonsa, who's going to BYU, number 1 pick, projected for next year's NBA draft, he's reportedly getting up to $7 million to go to BYU.
Goodness gracious.
He already has deals with Nike and Red Bull.
My goodness. But, I mean, there was a player that transferred from Illinois to Kansas State, Coleman Hawkins, and he got $2 million. It says NIL deal, but we're not stupid. We know better. We're not going to call it that. He got $2 million.
Well, his name, image, and likeness was on the court to play for Kansas State.
Well, he got paid $2 million to play for Kansas State.
Right.
And last time I checked, he didn't like the world on fire at Illinois. He was good, but he wasn't their best player. The best player was the kid that we played up against here.
Terrence Shannon.
That was a
pick.
walking bucket. Mm-hmm. And, he would have been worth $3 million if he was still here, but right now he's in the NBA doing his thing. But Coleman Hawkins got $2 million from Kansas State. You mean tell me a kid at mid-major school who drops 18, 20 points, and you look at what Tennessee has done with Dalton Connect and Chaz Lanier, and they're trying to find the next Connect and Lanier? You mean tell me that kid's going to be able to turn down a big A offer from a big-time school? No, there's no way. You may want to stay loyal. You may want to stay at your old school, but you can't. That's life-changing money.
Speaking of Bennett Sturts, he was the star at Drake this past season.
He's good.
He's entering the transfer portal, and he will follow his coach, Ben McCollum, to Iowa.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah, we've seen that. We saw that with Virginia Tech coach Kenny Brooks going to Kentucky and Georgia Amore following him. So it happens.
Yes, it does. At the same time, you have Stephen A. Smith today on ESPN saying that no Cinderellas is going to be the death of college basketball. The death, despite huge TV ratings that took place this past weekend and bigger viewership that will come this upcoming weekend, I would bet.
People still will watch because people still want to bet. People still will do brackets. There's still good games. There's still good players. Like, I got a counter argument is NIL will help players stay in college an extra year and not feel like they need to leave to go get money.
Yeah, it actually will have a positive net effect.
Exactly.
Of knowing more players in college.
There was a stretch where you didn't have household names. Who is that? Because guys were leaving so early to go to the NBA. Now, because of NIL, you don't have to go straight to the pros. You can stick around, and you're more of a household name. Like Hunter Dickinson is about 28 years old, but we all know about him because he's been in college for so long. Like, that's the way it used to be. So, no, I mean, I don't agree. I think it's going to be different. Like, the numbers are going to be different. It may rub some people the wrong way. It may. Yeah,
it'll be different, but Stephen A. is just wrong. It's not going to be the death of the sport. So the case would be that less people are going to be interested in Duke, Arizona this weekend because McNeese State lost last round.
I don't care about McNeese State.
Yeah, that's been a conversation for years that we love the Cinderella story for a weekend, but then once we get deeper into the tournament and the title's actually on the line, we want to see the big boys.
It's cute for a little bit, but only for a little bit.
Right.
So no. You gotta give it a hot take sometimes.
Here and there.
Yeah, here and there. But yeah, I totally disagree with that.
We're to believe that people would rather see New Mexico instead of Michigan State in the second weekend? They'd rather see New Mexico than Tom Izzo's team?
I'm sorry, I don't want to see Richard Pitino.
Would they rather see Bruce Pearl and Auburn, the 1 seed versus Michigan, or Creighton?
I'm good.
I know the answer there. So it's a good try, but Stephen A. knows TV, and he knows people are going to watch the big boys play this weekend. And I think we're going to see some good basketball, competitive basketball, as a better description this upcoming weekend.
Well, it's the reason why the ideas floated out there that the ACC and the Big East should combine. because you're going to get bigger games in the regular season.
Yeah.
People want to see that.
Yeah, and that's not to say that everybody should love what's happening. If you have negative thoughts when you see 700 players in one day enter the transfer portal, get that totally. But I don't think college basketball is dying. It's just very obviously changing. We'll continue the conversation. We'll change over to the next segment, 865-656-9900. If you would like to join us, we'll talk more hoops. We'll talk Tennessee, Kentucky, the matchup, how things need to change for Tennessee from the previous two games. We'll have the sleigh ride from 1 until 2 o'clock today. Thanks to Native Design. We'll hear from Josh Heupel and hear from you. Call or text to join us to share your thoughts at 865-656-9900 on Josh and Swain.
Get breaking fall news on your texts. To sign up, text VOLS to 865-656-9900 right now.
The last thing you want to deal with as a homeowner is a plumbing, HVAC, or electrical emergency. Most of the time, you don't know how much it's going to cost or if it's going to be fixed the right way, or if someone is just trying to sell you something when you do call. But when you call Hiller, the experts are going to solve your problems quickly. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. The price that you're told is the price you'll actually pay. There's no hidden fees, no surprises when you get your bill. Hiller has been in business for over 35 years. They're family-owned and operated. Their techs, professional, experienced, trustworthy. All are background checked and drug screened. When they are on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time. 100% satisfaction guarantee of happy you'll be, or the service is free. For more details, visit them online, happyhiller.com.
This has been a paid announcement.
NBA veteran Jim Jackson takes you on the court.
You get a chance to dig into my 14-year career in the NBA and also get the input from the people that will be joining. Charles Barkley.
I'm excited to be on your podcast, man. It's an honor.
Spike Lee, entrepreneur, filmmaker, Academy Award winner.
Nixon.
So, now you see, I got you. But also how sports brings life, passion, music, all of this together.
The Jim Jackson Show, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Knoxville's premier fitness destination is Covenant Health Fitness Center, formerly known as Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. There's 85 group fitness classes each week offering everything from yoga, bar, and Pilates to boot camp and endurance spin classes. You would have to spend hundreds of dollars and run all over town to do all of those workouts, or you can do them all at Covenant Health Fitness Center. Their classes cover the spectrum, plus they've got the indoor heated pool that's open all year round, indoor tennis, pickleball, basketball, and racquetball courts, plus amenities like a sauna and a whirlpool in both of the locker rooms. And I haven't even mentioned the weight room yet. They have everything from free weights to state-of-the-art machines and cardio equipment. 2025 is the year you make your health your number one priority at Covenant Health Fitness Center. All memberships are month to month, and there's no long-term commitment, and childcare is included with the family membership. Try it for free and see if you like it. Call 531-5000 or visit covenanthealth.com/fitness-center.
Good old East Tennessee, we know family, hard work, and helping your neighbors still means a lot. I'm Nick Whitehead with Whitehead Auto Sales in Alcoa and Knoxville. Our family-owned and operated business is celebrating our 20-year anniversary. Our pillars are those three items: family, hard work, and helping your neighbor. Experience the difference of why we've been voted #1 in Blount County for years now, and why we've expanded to Chapman Highway to help even more. Visit whiteheadautosales.com or come shake our hands for a deal you can't find anywhere else. 20 years from our family to yours at Whitehead Auto Sales.
It's March, and you know what that means. It's time to leave it all out on the court. To make it here, it takes heart, dedication, and a ton of energy. Nothing creates more energy than a great night's sleep. Hi, I'm Roger Cunningham, owner of the Bed Store. Be at the top of your game with a great night's sleep with a life-changing mattress from the Bed Store. The quality of your sleep affects 100% of the time you're awake. There's simply no substitution for great rest. And there's no better way to get great rest than on a great mattress. Here at the Bed Store, we have the best brands like our new ZZ mattress from Well Tuck. We worked with Zakai Ziegler to design this mattress to provide incredible support and pressure-relieving comfort. It'll help you sleep better, wake up feeling refreshed, and not break the bank.
Come to the Bed Store and check out my brand new bed. The Bed Store and I designed it to provide full court comfort. It's called the ZZ, and you know it's a layup.
Right now, get the new ZZ starting at only $5.99, including free local delivery. The Bed Store in ZZ.
While we even tuck you in.
Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Use Josh and Swain on 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Welcome back into Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Jason Swain is here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward, 865-656-9900. If you would like to join us, we'll get back to Tennessee basketball, getting ready for Kentucky on Friday night in Indianapolis in the Sweet 16. Tennessee football got back to practice today. Jason Swain, after being off last week with spring break, Tennessee was back to practice today. They get 15 practices during the spring. The orange and white game on April 12th is included. Today was practice number 5, so they are a third of the way through spring. And really it's 14 practices and then whatever they put together for the spring game that April 12th Saturday.
Yeah, I know coaches over the years have debated when to start spring practice. Do you start it as soon as you can so that way you get it all in before spring break, or do you start it, allow spring break to be in the middle where you allow the guys to be off for a week and then finish the rest of spring practice after spring break, or do you just do all of it after spring break? Well, you want to have a strong summer season, summer workout, off season, and so you don't want to push spring practice too far. There's some schools that, man, they're practicing spring starting when it's still 30 degrees outside, but those guys will have their entire spring break. Well, for Tennessee, you practice a couple days, you take off spring break, and then you come back. In a day like today, I'm sure could be difficult for some guys that hadn't practiced all week long, especially some of the young players.
You hope to have guys take that week seriously in between, knowing they have to get back to action. You also can probably find out who did or did not.
Oh, you can find out real easy. Oh, real easy. We, we did conditioning the day, and this was the day we got back from mini term. So 3 weeks, you're off, able to go home. The first day back of off-season workouts, we had like a long-distance conditioning session. And you can tell who was doing work at home on their own, who wasn't. But at the same time, you're off for a week. You're told, hey, try to get some running in. Go to your local high school, go to a field, do some sprints. You can also tell, just in a week, who didn't do anything and who did. You can tell for sure.
How'd you do in those?
The first time I went home for mini term, I was a freshman, and I went home. It was a huge mistake. I was like, there's no one here that has the same mentality as me. I need to be around people that have the same goals as me. So, I went home for 3 weeks, hanging around some of the, bum high school friends, and I ran, but it wasn't the same intensity level as you have when you're running with your teammates and you're racing and you're trying to make times. And when I got back, I was hurting. Yeah, I was hurting for sure. I definitely could tell a difference after my freshman year mean term versus after my sophomore year mean term, because I didn't go anywhere. That was the only time I went anywhere for mean term. It was my freshman year.
Well, that's good. The lessons have to be learned.
Yeah, you got to learn them, man.
You learn from experience. That can be the good and the bad experience.
Heck yeah.
That'll be my
probably some of my best advice I would give a player is, man, just stay at school. It's 4 years. Like, you got plenty of time to be at home. Like, after your 4-year career, you got plenty of time. So I ain't trying to go Dan Hawkins on you and tell anybody, go play in the Mules, brother. But, like, lock in for 4 years, maximize every opportunity you have with the facilities that you have access to. That will be my best advice.
It's also easier now than then for teammates to communicate with each other, or like if you're talking about an extended period of time. Last week was just 7 days during a spring break, but if you're talking about a few weeks, we saw Mike Matthews travel to California to work out with Nico during the winter break, like between the fall and spring semester. Yeah. That happens more often. That's easier to do, to get done. Players have financial resources to hop on a plane if they want to and work out, to have trainers where they are. So I think players are probably smarter coming in about it because they get started earlier in a lot of cases, right? With training at the high school level and options they have even while they're college athletes.
Absolutely, man.
I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but there are more – like for you, I think it would be different today versus more than 20 years ago when technology is different, financial opportunities are different in how you can train and prepare yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it makes it easier for sure.
20 years ago, you're getting your hand smacked if you grab cream cheese for your bagel.
Oh, you can't do that. No cream cheese, man. You got to just toast it with a little bit of butter. That's it, because cream cheese was illegal then. It was crazy. But, yeah, like the technology allows you to know, if you're really getting the workout in that you need to be getting in.
Yeah.
You can watch film. Like we had DVDs that was given to us. Now you can just hop on a portal and watch film. So it's easier.
Yeah, the physical and the mental training, the prep, all that stuff.
Yeah, all of it. It's easy for you to reach your goals and dreams. And, again, this is why I've always want guys out of high school that have dreams of playing at the next level. Because if you want to play at the next level, you're going to commit to making the sacrifices in those 4 years to get there and get the edge. And that's going to help my football team. So if you're from California or far away, I get it. Maybe your first year and you're red-shirted. But after that, there's no reason to go home. You got plenty of time to go home after you get done playing.
So Tennessee back to practice. We'll come back. Josh Heupel talking about some of those players on the offensive end, the difference he's seen so far from the end of last season to where things are now in spring practice. The wide receiver position continues to be a big talking point. The pass-catching options for Nico, a big talking point. Josh Heupel talking about that when we come back. Jason Swain is here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. And I'm Josh Warden. You can join us at 865-656-9900 on Josh and Swain.
Bring a whole new meaning to your backyard barbecue with a new deck. Tennessee Home is your local trusted deck and fencing specialist. Call today for a free, no-pressure design appointment at 865-304-0955 or visit them online, tennesseehome.us.
Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
Tennessee baseball is back in action at home tonight at Lindsey Nelson Stadium against Queens University. The Vols are coming off a series win over SEC foe Alabama from the past weekend. First pitch tonight is at 6 o'clock. You can catch the game on AM 990. NBA games in action tonight at 7 o'clock. The Hornets host the Magic. The Spurs visit the Pistons. At 7:30, the Warriors take on the Heat. The Knicks face the Mavericks. Hawks visit the Rockets at 8 o'clock. Jazz host the Grizzlies at 9 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, the Cavs visit the Trailblazers. The Thunder visit the Kings. NHL tonight, the Nashville Predators visit the Carolina Hurricanes at 7 o'clock. Other games in action at 7. The Sabres host the Senators. The Flyers visit the Maple Leafs. Penguins take on the Lightning. At 8 o'clock, Blues host the Canadiens. Golden Knights visit the Wild. Jets host the Capitals. 9 o'clock, Red Wings take on the Avalanche. Flames host the Kraken. And at 10:30, the Kings host the Rangers. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Hey, Wilson Brothers Plumbing, great local company. They have professionals helping people in East Tennessee every single day. If you have a plumbing issue, call the pros at Wilson Brothers Plumbing. If you're concerned about a potential issue, get it checked out. Have Wilson Brothers Plumbing check things out, get some peace of mind. Or if there is a potential issue, get preventative maintenance taken care of to avoid a big problem in the future. Their mission is to provide unparalleled plumbing services to fully address their clients' needs with efficiency, precision, and professionalism every single day at Wilson Brothers Plumbing. Wilson Brothers Plumbing has worked at my home. They've helped us with a project that we planned. They helped us with a plumbing issue that we ran into, and we had a great experience each time Wilson Brothers Plumbing came to our home. You can call Wilson Brothers at 865-415-1537 or visit wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. That's wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers, the proof is in the plumbing.
This has been a paid announcement.
You already know that Miller Brothers Auto Repair offers services from transmissions and engines to oil change and routine maintenance. What you may not know is Miller Brothers Collision Center can handle all your collision repair needs. Our certified technicians will make your damaged car look brand new. We accept all insurance. If you bend it, we can mend it. Miller Brothers is located on Tazewell Pike right here in Knoxville, and we're proud supporters of the Tennessee Vols. Call us at 689-5072. That's 689-5072.
You're either in or you're out. And some things need to be kept in. And some things need to be kept out. Whether it's for safety, curb appeal, or privacy, Cantrell Fence Company separates the in from the out. Aluminum, wood, vinyl, or chain link, we can meet your needs. Let us help you keep what's important in and the rest out. Get your instant estimate today at CantrellFence.com.
Josh and Swain will be broadcasting live this Friday at Ted Russell Ford on Parkside Drive. March at Ted Russell Ford is Truck Month, where you can save thousands on all remaining 2024 models. Ted Russell Ford, East Tennessee's #1 volume dealer.
I never thought building a custom home would be this easy. When Red Door Homes built our house last year, they made the process simple. We picked from their 30-plus floor plans, customized it how we wanted, and they built it right on our land. The construction time was quick, and their 10-year warranty gave us total confidence. If you're thinking about building a home, do what we did. Go to reddoorhomestn.com and visit their showroom right off Paper Mill and Kingston Pike. You won't regret it.
Red Door Homes, home building as it should be.
Guys, it's Jason Swain here. Let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, maybe feeling moody, or it seems like you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find the true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy, but we're not all the same, so don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program that you may find elsewhere. I've learned about personalized therapy at Low T Center and the results you can expect with customized TRT, so don't put it off. Go to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment. That's lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare.
If you apply to FEMA, we may be trying to reach you, so stay in touch and make sure your information is up to date. To get help, visit FEMA.gov/help is here or call 1-800-621-3362.
Windrock Tales from the Trail. There I was, looking up at this seemingly insurmountable path forward. As I hopped out of the side-by-side to assess the challenge at Trail 16 posed, my heart raced as I looked for the proper line to take on this double black diamond beast of a trail. A voice in the back of my head whispered, "Let's send it." Windrock Park has over 300 miles of trails for you to experience ultimate adrenaline. Head to windrockpark.com to plan your adventure today.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. At Jackson Hewitt, expert tax prep is now $149 or less, but only for a limited time. Hurry, book your appointment at jacksonhewitt.com today. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/49-149.
Gardeners, be mindful of a little cool down later on this week, even though it's beautiful right now. Sunshine, the daffodils blooming. We've got 71. Winds are whipping up the bad hair index. Tonight we're down into the upper 30s to near 40. A little cooler on your Wednesday with a couple sprinkles. From the WVLC First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Honey, we need a new roof.
Go to moshingles.com and get a quote in 60 seconds.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're a top-rated roofing company in East Tennessee and A+ rated with the BBB.
Free instant quotes at moshingles.com.
The hottest sports stories of the day, broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. 25 minutes away from Ron Sleigh. The sleigh ride today, Swain. From 1 until 2 o'clock. A Sweet 16 sleigh ride.
We gassed up over here. We ready to roll.
If you're nervous, if you have concerns about Friday, sleigh will help with that. At least short term. By Thursday, yeah. Friday, those nerves will probably creep back in.
Sleigh will have, he's going to have nerves too. He's going to be nervous.
Does Ron Sleigh get nervous?
He's going to be nervous Friday.
Okay, we'll ask him.
I'll be surprised if he's not nervous. Seth Greenberg already picked Kentucky.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I saw. Even Siri.
Let's see what Siri. We'll see what Siri thinks about this matchup coming up.
She's not going to pick Kentucky. She'll pick Tennessee.
Who would you pick to be wide receiver one? A lot of people have said Mike Matthews. He might be the odds-on favorite. Chris Brazel is back. Braylon Staley is stepping up in a bigger role. Mari Jefferson is a newcomer, as a transfer from Alabama, limited in spring practice as he recovers from an injury from this past season. Maybe a freshman emerges as an important piece. Wide receiver 1, that's probably unlikely. But the question to Josh Heupel earlier today, I think at the start of his press conference, was about that position group. Those players, some of the players at wide receiver met with the media today as well. But the question was, do you need an alpha guy, a wide receiver 1, to take charge? Is it more committee, several guys that need to step up? Listen to what Josh Heupel said about the wide receiver position earlier today after practice.
Well, I think you got to be good by committee. If it's just one guy, they're able to roll coverage, to a certain player. And end of the day, we're going to need all 11. But your wide receiver core group's going to have to function and operate at a really high level. It's a complete unit. Expect all those guys to continue to grow. They've been really good here the first 5 days. The guys that have some experience in what we're doing have played extremely well. They've grown from where they ended the season, and young guys that are getting their first taste of it have made plays. They've grown. There's a long journey still ahead for the entire group, but certainly the young guys too. But expect those guys to grow into playmakers for us.
So that was Josh Heupel earlier today, expecting those players, as they've grown and still need to do that more, to step up into playmaking roles. Patrick Brown, I believe, brought up that guys in year 2 have had success previously in the program. It was year 3 for Jalen Hyatt, but his second in this offense with Josh Heupel, and he blew up. Now, that's going to probably be an extreme case. Everybody in year 2 is not going to become a Blitnikoff Award winner, but year 2, Dante Thornton was better than he was the previous season. So the hope is that the returning players, they're all going to be in their second year in the program. Chris Brazel, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley will all be second-year players in this offense for Josh Heupel.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just have one good receiver because, like Heupel said, defenses will scheme against you and take that receiver out of the game. Roll coverages that way. This is why it was hard to do that with Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. We decided to leave him on the island, which was obviously not the best idea. But you couldn't double-team him because they have other players at Ohio State. And so that's what you want to build here, or build it with any receiver group, to where you have to kind of pick your poison. You can't double-team one guy. You got to have someone on the other side. You got to have someone in the middle that can win in between the hash marks. And so from a production standpoint, no, you can't have just one, but you better have somebody step up and lead the group and kind of be the leader. Like you got to have a leader of every group, not just one, but you got to have at least one.
Yeah, is that the bigger deal to you, the leadership, the guy that's pushing the group, not the playmaking on the field as much as the pushing behind the scenes?
Correct. Yeah, because the coaches are not going to coach you all the time. They're not going to hold your hand every day of every hour. Like, what are you doing when you're not around the coaches? Like
yeah, we just talked earlier in the hour about, hey, there's time where you're away. It's on you to go make sure you're putting in the work and also working with your teammates to help each other get better.
Yeah, like who's saying, hey, guys, let's go throw. Hey, guys, let's go watch film together. Like, I remember Tony Brown would order pizza, and we would go watch film together, and we would talk about stuff. We would train together my senior year. Like, we designated a time based on the guys' class schedule, and we said, hey, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to work on today. We're going to work on nothing but outs or comebacks. We do have a quarterback that can throw to us today. If we don't, we'll use a jug machine. We'll call up one of the managers and see if he can shoot balls from the jug machine and just work on the top of the routes. We're going to do something, but we're going to do it together. And you have to do stuff, whether it's in the film room or on the field, when the coach is not holding your hand. And as a young player, it's easy and natural to follow because you don't have it down yet. You haven't made big plays yet. I mean, there's not one receiver in this room that's made big plays consistently. But you got to have someone or multiple guys lead. Every pack has to have a leader. Every position, I think, has to have a leader. So that's kind of more of what I'm looking to see, more than just, all right, who steps up and plays well. I mean, if you throw it 30 times a game, and I mean, somebody's going to make some plays, you would hope so, right? But it's the group being led by someone that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
I'll still be curious to see after spring if Tennessee finds a more experienced wide receiver to come in and help. And I don't know how much that person would factor into the leadership category because it'd be a quick turnaround, but somebody that has experience making plays on Saturdays.
And, I mean, if he's going to even do anything. Mm-hmm. Because the last couple of years you've had receivers come in their first year and they haven't done anything. So you have to – and there's been some tweaks with the passing game. I'm expecting to see some, this fall. But you have to make your system more friendly to first-year players. Like, you don't want the narrative out there, hey, whether you're a transfer or you are a freshman, it's going to be your second year is when you really take off. No, I want to take off the moment I get there. Because if I'm a incoming junior or I got one more year and I want to come in and tear it up before I go to the next level, I don't want to be a senior saying, well, first-year guys don't have breakout years, so I don't want to go to Tennessee. So you just have to be appealing to all and any wide receiver that has talent.
Yeah, can you find a Javonte Payton? Because he came in, where did he come from, Mississippi State?
Yeah, Mississippi State.
And he wasn't all that prolific, but he made plays down the field and was productive in what his role was, right?
Yeah, he
Something like that.
Yeah, he would catch the ball. He would catch
scored touchdowns.
Yeah, man, that's what he would do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's adjustments that this group has to make, and you have to have a system that prepares dudes for the next level. You have to have a system that allows guys to come in day one and be successful. You got to have a system that obviously makes plays and takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback and off the defense. So these are all things you have to do, and hopefully we're able to do that. We haven't really discussed the one receiver in the country who was here on visit commit to LSU. They haven't even said anything about that.
Yeah, we haven't. Evan actually texted in a moment or two ago and said Tristan Keys going to LSU stings a little, and he's committed. Tennessee will continue to recruit him, but that was no good last week when Tristan announced his commitment to LSU.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that he's going to stick. What it does mean is, man, LSU must have made him an offer that he couldn't refuse, and they got him to commit while he was there. That's what that means to me, but it doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to go to LSU. We had Austin Price on, and I felt like Tennessee was right there in the lead or one of the teams at the top.
Yeah.
So,
and hours later he announced his commitment, but it also it doesn't help in trying to get him, I'm sure, as well.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So, like, I'm thinking more big picture, not just who's going to catch the ball on 3rd and 6, versus Syracuse. No. Like, I'm thinking big picture because, Tristan Keys saw Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas, all them boys, go to the league and ball out when they went to the league. So that's what you want to work to. And in the process, you'll have players have 100-yard games versus Alabama versus Georgia in the process.
Man, they had Jaden Daniels, Brian Thomas, and Malik Neighbors.
And lost, 4 or 5 games?
They went 9-3.
Did they?
Yeah.
What about the bowl game? They played in the bowl game?
That I don't recall.
But they still went 9-3.
Yeah.
That's how bad the defense was.
Yeah, just unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
It really is, man. The offense was unreal. Yeah, it was unreal. But the receiver group, man, there's young talent for sure.
They went 10-3. They won the bowl game. They beat Wisconsin 35-31.
But they never 35-31.
Well, that was Nussmeier. He I think played the bowl game.
Yeah, but the 31 points.
Yeah, they gave 31
from Wisconsin
to the Badgers. Yeah.
But like the receivers, man, there's young talent. There's more, explosion There's guys that are a little more shifty, but you just got to go make some adjustments and do things a little bit differently and go make it happen. Fully capable of doing it.
And catch the football.
Well, yeah, that's your job.
We'll come back. Jason Swain's here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward. Ron Slade joins us 15 minutes from now to get you ready for Tennessee and Kentucky on Friday here on Josh and Swain.
Stream the Sports Animal free via the app, your smart speaker, your favorite streaming service, or the website at 991thesportsanimal.com.
Be here today for No Huddle, 30 minutes of talking sports, only stopping to give you 30-second traffic updates. Be here at 5 for No Huddle, powered by Chattanooga Whiskey. Made in Chattanooga with double the roasted and toasted grains than anyone else. It's Tennessee's best sipping whiskey. No Huddle, today, 5 p.m. on 99.1. The Sports Animal.
The place I love to work out has a new name. Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center is now Covenant Health Fitness Center, and they're Knoxville's premier fitness destination. Now, you would spend hundreds of dollars and have to run all over town to get access to the workouts that you get all in one place at Covenant Health Fitness Center. There's 85 group fitness classes each week, offering everything from yoga, bar, and Pilates to boot camp and high-endurance spin classes. So their classes cover the spectrum. Plus, they have the indoor heated pool that's open all year round, indoor tennis, pickleball, basketball, and racquetball courts, plus amenities like a sauna and a whirlpool in the locker rooms. And I haven't even mentioned the full weight room yet, with everything from free weights to state-of-the-art machines and cardio equipment. Make 2025 your fittest year yet with Covenant Health Fitness Center. All memberships are month-to-month. There's no long-term commitment, and childcare is included with your family membership. Try it for free and see if you like it. Call 531-5000 or visit covenanthealth.com/fitness-center.
Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Picture the pool of your dreams, a place to relax, entertain, and make any season unforgettable. Paired with excellent, durable hardscapes like custom decking and stonework, Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to...
Give us a call at Wilson Brothers Plumbing, 865-415-1537, or visit wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers Plumbing, the proof is in the plumbing.
If you're a die-hard sports fan looking to add some magic to your collection, look no further than Sports Treasures, Knoxville's oldest and most trusted sports card and memorabilia store for 35 years at 4819 North Broadway in Fountain City. From exclusive events like meet and greets and trading card tournaments, it'll all bring out the competitor in you. Visit Sports Treasures today or check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Collect the memories, cherish the moments only at Sports Treasures, your ultimate sports collector's destination.
Are you tired of struggling with your gate every time you come home? Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to convenience with Stanley Fencing, your East Tennessee experts and automatic gate operators. From big fencing jobs to cozy backyard setups, they've got you covered. At Stanley Fencing, they take pride in not just building fences, but building lasting relationships with their customers. Because when you choose them, you're not just getting a fence, you're getting a partner for life. Stanley Fencing, where quality and care come together.
Winning just got closer at the Mint Gaming Hall. Win up to $250,000 this month in the Tax Buster promotion. Be chosen in the Friday and Saturday drawings and play your way to up to $250,000 prize. Take a free swipe on Sundays through Thursdays to win up to $500 free play. Play Tax Buster at the Mint Gaming Hall in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Check out themintgaming.com for details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Junk Be Gone's 20th anniversary, and this March enjoy $100 off any demolition project, including decks, garages, sheds, mobile homes, gazebos, and more. Locally owned and operated by Mike and Tracy Such, Junk Be Gone has proudly been the #1 junk removal company for the past 2 decades. Give them a buzz today and book a free estimate. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, rent a 15-yard driveway dumpster, the perfect size for remodeling, roofing, or just cleaning out the garage. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for the past 20 years.
I'm Chelsea
Allison Messenger helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. The biggest storyline in the NBA tonight is Jimmy Butler returning to play the Miami Heat. Since the Warriors have acquired Butler, they've been an absolute force, going 16-4 straight up. Meanwhile, the Heat have won just one game out of their last 11. Even though Steph Curry could be injured, the Warriors are still the play. Take Golden State laying the 5. Bet smarter and beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain, thank you for being with us. Final segment of hour number 1. Ron Slay to begin hour number 2, to take over hour number 2. Not just to begin. He'll be with us for a full hour coming up thanks to Native Design in less than 10 minutes. As we're just a few days away, 3 days from Tennessee and Kentucky playing. You get the Thursday night action, so you can enjoy the Sweet 16 games sweat-free, and then prepare yourself on Friday for a big game. And a big night of hoops.
Chance to make some history.
And watch the transfer portal all at the same time.
I don't know if I'll be watching the portal. I'll be keeping up with it here and there.
Yeah, peek in.
Yeah. But this is it, man. I mean, Rick Barnes has put together some really good teams here at Tennessee. The teams he put together, there's been some tougher teams in the field. This is one of Rick Barnes' toughest teams, and the field is there for the taking for Tennessee. Is this Rick Barnes' best shot to get to the Final Four? Only shot. It appears that it is. So there's a lot of sense of urgency for this team to get it done. If you Zakai, Ziegler, Meshack, you really want to lose to Kentucky 3 times in a year and let Kentucky end your career?
I am confident that Sakai, that Meshack, that Gainey, that all the seniors have no interest in seeing their career end on Friday at the hands of Kentucky.
I mean, I just wouldn't bet on that. I wouldn't bet on that. I mean, it is hard to beat a team multiple times, and Kentucky will have to do it for a third time. The Buffalo Bills got boat raced by the Baltimore Ravens in the regular season, and the Ravens lost in the playoffs. Ravens probably did the same thing they did to beat them in the regular season. The Buffalo Bills made the bigger adjustments that proved to be beneficial, proved to be right when they won in the playoffs. So if you're Kentucky, you're going to do the same things you did in the first 2 wins. But if you're Tennessee, you have a lot to correct.
We were asked in the text box, what does Tennessee need to do differently this time to beat Kentucky? One of those will be hit more shots.
That's pretty simple.
Slow down, run Kentucky off the three-point line will be part of it as well, but it goes deeper than that, and we will get to that when we come back. Ron Slay joins us for a full hour to discuss the Sweet 16, what he saw from Tennessee in the first weekend, what he thinks of the 16 teams remaining. We begin the sleigh ride next on Josh and Swain.
Hey, Michael, what has Rachel been doing with her hair and complexion? She looks amazing.
Oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
No, seriously, I want to know. My wife's been wanting to ask her.
All right, come with me. I'll show you the secret. There you go.
Aqua Clear water systems? That's the secret? I've been hearing about them. I see their trucks everywhere. Even my neighbors just got one. Was it easy to get installed?
Oh, yeah, and they did it in a few hours.
Is there much maintenance?
Nah, they take care of everything.
Can you tell a difference?
Yeah, immediately. I could never go back.
Did you have a good experience with them?
Oh, it was great. It's been the best home improvement we've ever done.
Anything you didn't like about it?
Only that we didn't get it sooner.
That would be a fabulous gift for my wife. I'm going to look them up. What's their website?
AquaClearWS.com. Here, let me write it down for you.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online, no medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/score. Ethos.com/score.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's March, and you know what that means. It's time to leave it all out on the court. To make it here, it takes heart, dedication, and a ton of energy. Nothing creates more energy than a great night's sleep. Hi, I'm Roger Cunningham, owner of the Bed Store. Be at the top of your game with a great night's sleep with a life-changing mattress from the Bed Store. The quality of your sleep affects 100% of the time you're awake. There's simply no substitution for great rest. And there's no better way to get great rest than on a great mattress. Here at the Bed Store, we have the best brands like our new ZZ mattress from Well Tuck. We worked with Zakai Ziegler to design this mattress to provide incredible support and pressure-relieving comfort. It'll help you sleep better, wake up feeling refreshed, and not break the bank.
Come to the Bed Store and check out my brand new bed. The Bed Store and I designed it to provide full court comfort. It's called the ZZ, and you know it's a layup.
Right now, get the new ZZ starting at only $5.99, including free local delivery. The Bed Store in ZZ.
While we even tuck you in.
Looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Beatty Chevrolet has over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. Over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. And you can save time when you shop online at BeattyChevrolet.com. Once you say yes, the process is easy and Beatty's team will get you in and out in an hour or less. And as always, buy with confidence with the Beatty warranty for life. Beatty Chevrolet on Parkside Drive. Online at BeattyChevrolet.com. Beatty Chevrolet, locally owned and operated for over 90 years.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Waters Equipment is your Maryville and surrounding area Woods Equipment tractor implement dealer, featuring the original Batwing rotary cutter. Woods Equipment offers products with 10-year gearbox warranties, rotary cutters with easy change blade system with a simple 3/4 wrench. They have Woods rotary cutters, rotary tillers, box blades, grater blades, pallet forks, finish mowers, and more products offered for tractors. Woods Equipment is available at Waters Equipment Company. Call 865-238-9000 or visit watersequipmentco.com.
From the Budweiser Studios, this is WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, streaming worldwide on 99.1 thesportsanimal.com and on the Sports Animal app. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. If you're waiting on pins and needles to see where Aaron Rodgers signs next, you could be uncomfortable for a while. Rodgers left the Steelers facility with no contract on Friday, and you have to wonder if he'll now wait until after the NFL draft to pick his next team. Last year, Kirk Cousins thought he was the guy in Atlanta until they drafted Michael Penix. Rodgers may not want to choose a team until he sees everyone he could be sharing a QB room with. I'm Andrew Perloff.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but Also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This is Jake Newton at West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. New Ram trucks up to $18,000 off MSRP.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us as we begin hour number 2. I'm excited for this hour. We're already breaking down brackets before we get started here. I'm trying to tweet out. We gotta make sure that people know. We got the legend on with us. We say hello to Ron Slay. We have the Slay Ride every week thanks to Native Design, nativetn.com. He was in Lexington to help support the Volunteers and be around Tennessee fans who were cheering on the Vols. Ron Slay, hello, how are you?
Man, what's up, fellas? Man, I'm good. I'm recovering from the Lexington trip from eating all my sweets. That's how sweet it is. With my Sweet 16 coming up, and can't wait for this matchup Friday. And I like how, man, it's just quiet out of the Tennessee camp, and you got people over there in the Kentucky camp, just letting people know that, we love each other and we're going to win this game. So I guess love conquers all in this situation.
What a time. You see Tennessee advance to the Sweet 16 in Kentucky's house. So you're around some Wildcat faithful, I'm sure, crossing through town. You have some history there with them. And now Tennessee's about to play them for the first time ever in an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, they are.
With big stakes.
Huge stakes, huge stage, in the backyard, really, of Kentucky, but not far away from Tennessee, where they can travel. You know what I mean, and get the big Orange faithful up there. Big Blue Nation to be in the building. But I think the magnitude of this one, man, is you can't even quantify it. Like I love the rivalry is one thing. To play in the SEC tournament, to go to the championship is one thing. To get some get back during the regular season after being beat by Kentucky is another thing. Like to have Bernard King walk in and give you the pep talk in the locker room, how we'll never lose to Kentucky and what it means. That's a whole nother thing. But on this stage, to go to the Elite Eight for two programs, one that's trying to get back into the flux of things and another one with Tennessee where you're trying to take another step, to get back to where you were next year in order to go further, against a team that's already beat you twice with a brand new coach in the strongest league in the country. Man, it don't get much better than this, right? It don't get much better than this. This would be one of those weeks, man, it's hard to sleep. Hard to sleep this week, man, because the anticipation. And there's also another one where you got to kind of compartmentalize this game. And understand, this isn't the championship. This is another game. You're trying to win 2 games in the weekend, and you got to keep that in mind. So not saying you conserve any energy or anything like that, but just understand that you win this game, you got another one. Not you win this game and it's run around the court and go get the Tennessee flag and plant it at half court. None of that, It's another game, but, man, for the fan base, woo, this is a big one for us, man. Huge.
I saw the reaction after Tennessee beats UCLA. And if you watch college basketball this past weekend, you saw teams after winning celebrating, hopping around, jumping around, punching their ticket to the Sweet 16. Our guys didn't do that, Ron. Our guys had no emotion on their face. Losing to Kentucky twice, how should Tennessee fans feel about the teams feeling towards the next round and Kentucky as an opponent?
If I'm the fan base, I'm looking at it like I would rather not be in another situation than this. If I had to be on the flip side of it, I would much rather be where Tennessee is, losing two in the regular season and having to get beat a third time than I would be beating them in the fashion that you beat them twice and having to go play them on this stage. Because when you look at motivation, and we all know, man, in sports, you're looking for the slightest edge on your opponent, whether that's physically, whether that's mentally, you know what I mean, competitively, whatever it may be, you're looking for that slight edge, and I think Tennessee has it. Now, matter of fact, I know Tennessee has it. I think, man, that's when we were starting March Madness, I came out and said, man, the good thing about this is you can put all the humiliation to the side. All of it's over. This is a new season, and you're gonna run with it. In this case right here, the humiliation comes back up because that's all everybody's talking about. Every lead in to every conversation, to every interview is Kentucky's beat you twice. So that's at the forefront for you. It's not at the forefront for Kentucky. Theirs is, hey, man, you beat this team twice. What do you got to do to go get them for a third time? That's a different type of pressure, you know. And then you watch this group. If you're Vol Nation, you watch this group, the way they approached the SEC tournament. You got to be feeling good. Like it's a business-like approach. Everything to what you just said, Swain. The way they're going about celebrating wins, the way they're going about the player intros. You know what I'm saying? The guys are not running out like, you know, doing the little fives and going to half court to me. Man, we done been here. We trying to get on that big stage. And then we'll do our player intro. So whatever they got going, the camaraderie they got, I like where they are. You know what I mean? It really feels like they blocking out all the white noise. They got a mission, and they going about it and checking off each goal as they go through it. And nobody is satisfied. They feel like they have a non-satisfied team right now, which is great.
Ron Slay with us. We're on the Sleigh Ride every week thanks to Native Design. Their website, nativetn.com. Native Design is your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. Ron, I want to get into what does need to be different for Tennessee to win Game 3 compared to what happened in the first couple of games. But I want to ask you about something you mentioned a moment ago. You mentioned the fan base. Tennessee's fans, you got until Friday night to get ready for this game mentally. What message do you have for the fans in managing over the next few days, preparing for what is a big game for not only the team, the program, but the fan base too?
Man, when you're talking to this fan base, you making them understand. Don't take this for granted. I've been saying this year in and year out, all this year, game in and game out. Don't take this for granted. Get behind your guys. They want to feel that love. Like you hear how selfless they are by saying this run isn't for us. This run is for Coach Barnes. This run is for y'all. So when for y'all is being Vol Nation, you got to be there to receive it. Like nobody wants to go to the podium and give an accolade or an appreciation award to somebody that's not going to show up. This ain't the Grammys. This ain't the Emmys. Like be there to support these guys, man. Stand on your feet, clap. Because one thing about it, man, as the underdog in this situation, and it feels like through the tournament, outside of Auburn cheering us on when we played Wofford, man, Big Blue Nation was cheering against us, against Wofford. They were cheering against us against UCLA. If it wasn't for Auburn standing there a little bit, like it was like, darn, what is this about? So put your back against the wall, man. Come out and support your guys. This is a rivalry, you know. And then this is one of those times that they're gonna want to lean on Vol Nation. And when it's loud, and you can see the players egging the crowd on, Zakai waving and getting the guys going. Man, this is a special time, and trust me, it ain't a lot of times you get special rides. I promise you want to be there for this.
Tennessee is on to the Sweet 16. Tennessee will play Kentucky on Friday night. We'll get you ready for the game when we come back. We have a full hour, as we do each week, on the Sleigh Ride with Ron Slay. He's on 3HL in the afternoons. He's an analyst with ESPN and the SEC Network, and he's here for the entire hour on Josh and Swain this afternoon. 865-656-9900 if you want to hit up the text box to send one in for Ron Slay. You can chat with us on YouTube. You can see Ron Slay on the 99.1 Sports Animal YouTube channel for the rest of this hour. We continue on the Sleigh Ride on Josh and Swain.
Free on the radio. Free on the app. Free on our website. You can hear 99.1 The Sports Animal free anytime, anywhere.
Fellas, if you're often feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, experiencing weight gain, or notice a loss of muscle mass, these could be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out what you need to do next. Well, I can tell you right now, getting your levels checked is the next step. It's a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back right there. Low T Center experts have over a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their treatment plans are tailor-made and optimized for each patient. They're not standard basic dosage treatments. You can also get your health evaluated for prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. Get back to your best. Go to the website first. That's lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This has been a paid announcement.
Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Picture the pool of your dreams, a place to relax, entertain, and make any season unforgettable. Paired with excellent, durable hardscapes like custom decking and stonework, Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com.
You already know that Miller Brothers Auto Repair offers services from transmissions and engines to oil change and routine maintenance. What you may not know is Miller Brothers Collision Center can handle all your collision repair needs. Our certified technicians will make your damaged car look brand new. We accept all insurance. If you bend it, we can mend it. Miller Brothers is located on Tazewell Pike right here in Knoxville, and we're proud supporters of the Tennessee Vols. Call us at 689-5072. That's 689-5072.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but, they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
Lives?
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Life can be hard.
But your shower shouldn't be. Step inside the AquaClear soft water shower and wash away the worries with a sauna-like experience.
AquaClear, I love you.
Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. What dealer can give you $5,500 for any old sled you can bring to Ted? That's a clue. Ted Russell Nissan, that's who. And we're also the only dealer where you can buy 4 brand new tires for the price of 2. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Join 99.1 The Sports Animal with Tyler and Will Wednesday as they broadcast live from Gus's Fried Chicken on Lovell Road from 3 to 7, sponsored by Axiom Wealth Management. World-class solutions with tangible results, offering a tailored approach to financial security for every season of life.
Imagine a windowed sunroom, fully adjustable, that's a screen room too. Diversified enclosures and screen can make that happen. Your screened room, porch, or patio is just a click away. Friendly free estimates at sunandscreen.com.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. We're on the sleigh ride. Ron Slay is with us. VFL, Tennessee and SEC basketball legend. Thanks to Native Design. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Check out nativetn.com. That's the website. Or call 865-310-3256. Tennessee, Kentucky on Friday. Ron Slay, we've been asked, I'm sure you have already as well, put some thought into this. First 2 games went the way they did. What needs to change? How can things go differently for Tennessee? Shot making, missed shots by Kentucky, I'm sure is part of it, but what would you add to that based on what you saw during the regular season compared to Friday?
One, I would say, man, being able to keep your guy in front of you. no having no breakdowns with a penetrating kick is going to be able to hurt you. Also, giving up second chance rebounds. Not saying that they were out rebounded or anything, but the second chance, there was key times where Tennessee would get a defensive stop but wouldn't finish the possession by getting a rebound. That tap out would lead to a three, and momentum is built. So being able to withstand that momentum in those runs by giving up stuff like offensive rebounds or unforced turnovers to put them out in transition, knowing that they're shooting the three in transition instead of going all the way to the cup. That's going to be key. Staying out of foul trouble is another one. But I also believe, man, this is a different Tennessee team. I think it's a different Tennessee team that's focused on the details from 1 through 8, more so than it was back in February or January, whenever those games took place. So you got different leadership going on. I think Zakai's a totally different player. I think Meshack is a different player. Chaz Lanier is most definitely a different player. Gainey is being him, but going up to another notch, which I think, gives a different dynamic as far as how Kentucky will be able to defend. Because if you think back to it, Kentucky was choosing guys who they wanted to shoot. And I expect them to fully be playing off of Meshack again. I expect him to have the confidence after coming out of these first 2 rounds to be able to shoot 1 or 2 of those shots or close the gap and be able to get to the cup and get a shot around 8 to 9 feet, where he's just powering over a guy. So I think it's a different team, man. And so it's going to be interesting to see the wrinkles that are thrown in it. Mark Pope came out and talked about what his game plan was against Tennessee and how it worked. Coach Barnes is the one that held it close to vest, and he's going back to the drawing board to throw something out differently that they shouldn't be expecting. So it's a different Kentucky team too. I got to give him that. Jackson Robinson's not playing. He was a thorn in the side of Tennessee, really getting the cooking. Al Manor is a guy coming off the bench that was hitting key shots versus Tennessee. He hasn't played well through this tournament so far. So you're going to be moving to a dome. How many guys settle for the open three? Is that three still falling? A lot of different dynamics, but I think both teams are really different. Even though you have the foundation of who Kentucky is, they want to get out. They want to shoot the three. They want to turn you over and get some easy transition buckets. And Tennessee, just a lot more detail, not turning it over outside of the last 4 or 5 minutes in that UCLA game where it was clearly out of hand and they had it. So it's a lot. There's a lot of different ways to go for it.
Mark Pope said it. I mean, he said in his post-game press conference after Kentucky beat Tennessee, one of those times where they let guys shoot the ball who they wanted to shoot.
Yep. And
the first 2 games we played Kentucky, they shot 50% from 3. I mean, we were 24% in the first game, 17% in the second game. But the first 2 NCAA games, and this goes to what you were saying about Tennessee playing better, 36% against Wofford, 50% against UCLA. And when you played the team twice, you can expect some adjustments. What do you think about that adjustment that we saw from Tennessee against UCLA with the 1-2-2 3-quarter press that created some turnovers for Tennessee?
That was beautiful because you look at UCLA was a team driven by their guards. So get the ball out of their hands, let somebody else set up to make their play, knowing that they wasn't going to be fully comfortable in attacking. And in that zone, a lot of times you play zone just to slow up a team, like a token pressure. As soon as they were crossing half court, it was in a very aggressive trap and taking the first pass away and making them do something that they didn't want to do. So they're going to go back and look at the film. It's understood. When Tennessee goes back, looks at the film from the first 2 times they played them to when they played also in these first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, look at some things and see what they're trying to get to and taking something away from them. Now, who is it going to be? Are you going to put more on Amari Williamson? That's who I would love to see. Let him go for 30 because he's a guy that wants to play make, and you take Kobe Brea and those guys out of it, it's a different type of team. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I thought that was a hell of a wrinkle by Rick, and that's what you expect going into the tournament. And when you go deep into the tournament, it's small things like changing the name of a play. Instead of setting a down screen, you set a back screen. it's going to be a lot of times they're going to be aggressive on these shooters, Gainey, even Zakai, Chaz, when coming off of these screens. What's the wrinkle that you're going to have for the big man? Because the big man is going to be open quite a bit. Do you raise that screen, that single screen up a little bit where that slip can be open, that Meshack can hit them on the lob or a direct pass to get about 4 to 6 extra points and keep them at home where you can get that curl going? It's all these games within the game. But Rick Barnes, this is when experience comes in. When you look at the coaching factor of it, Coach Pope has faltered in the tournament. And it's because of not being able to make not being able to make the adjustments, but not making adjustments and believing in. He's a guy that believes in his system and believes in the analytics of it, and he's gonna stick with it and go down fighting. Coach Barnes, with the experience that he has, he's been here. He's been on this road. So what moves is he gonna make going into this round to give them that they've never seen? That's the question I got.
I'm fascinated by Zakai, all his experience. I mean, he
Yes.
looks like he is just running everything he wants to right now. You also have Lamont Butler on Kentucky's side. He's been here. He's hit big shots and led his team. That's fascinating because both sides rightfully have a ton of confidence in their guards who lead the way going into this game.
Yeah, this is a personal matchup. I think with Lamar Butler, he's looking at it as, I didn't get to play one of those games. A lot of games I had to sit out during the SEC regular season. I think that he felt kind of stunted him for as far as getting one of those all SEC teams. Zakai's on the first team. He's a SEC Defensive Player of the Year, back-to-back. This is what Lamar Butler hangs his hat on, being able to run a team, get them winning, and also being the spearhead of the defensive group for Kentucky. So I think it's a personal matchup. I think Zakai takes this personal. I think he goes out there and lets them know who the big dog is in this league. You just getting in this league. I've been doing this in this league. And that's the kind of attitude I love for Zakai to have. I don't think we've seen what we saw in the SEC end of the regular season and the SEC tournament of waiting on Zakai to be like, all right, let's watch the second half Zakai. It's been Zakai from the get-go, controlling the pace, controlling the tempo, shot making, looking to get guys involved, picking his spots. It's been beautiful to watch. So I don't think it's another one playing better or as good as him outside of him, Walter Clayton Jr., and Mark Sears right now. Those 3-point guards have been playing amazing. So this is another stage to show who he is and why he made that All-American team.
Who is at the top of Tennessee Scout Report for Kentucky, in your opinion?
I would say Lamont Butler because he gets everybody involved and runs things the way he's supposed to. If you take the ball out of his hands without Jackson Robinson being able to initiate the offense and you play 4-on-4 with those guys, it's a different type of team for Kentucky if you take him out. Of course, they got Amari Williamson that he can go out there and run the point forward spot, but what is he doing besides setting up a play? He's not taking nobody off the dribble initially. It's the ball coming back around to him, but you're denying guys like Brea who you're not letting get into the groove. So it would be, for me, Lamont Butler, no question. And then at the end of games, it would be Carr. It would be Carr. He's a huge factor, man, as far as rebounding, as far as spacing the floor, as far as post-ups. He's the only guy to me that can post up. Everybody else, Garrison, Almanor coming off the bench, all these guys want to stay, space the floor and shoot from deep and get passes pitched to them. So without Butler being able to run the team, it's a different Kentucky team.
You mentioned stay in front of your man.
And Otega Oweh. I don't know how the hell I'm forgetting about him.
I was about to say.
Yeah, Otega Oweh. Like this, but Otega's another one. He's a tricky situation, man. He's one of those guys, like what we've been talking about throughout the season, how we want to see Jemai play.
Yeah.
Like Otega's not really no shooter. He gonna shoot it confidence-wise. He gonna make some because he's confident, but he ain't no real shooter. But man, he is a fool at closing the space and going in there and creating contact and finishing. That right there, you know what? That right, I forgot all about him. How do I forget about him? That young man right there, I would give him the same respect that I give Butler. If you can neutralize those two guys, you can beat Kentucky by 10 plus points.
Yeah.
But Oway is the guy, man, that loves to shift momentum, and he does it on both ends with those handsy plays, getting loose balls, tapping them, and getting out and running in transition. He is control him in transition, man. That's key.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention, because, he's the guy that if he's penetrating along with Lamont Butler, some of those guys that like to catch and shoot, they're going to get wide open looks if you're not protecting that paint against Oway. We saw him have a couple game winners, clutch plays, late in games because of his driving. So,
his own former school forgot to close him off.
Yeah,
especially that second game winner when he just went around down the sideline for the game winner.
They had everybody back. Eric just cut the sideline off, make them go back middle, and you never get that. Never get that that baseline floater off. But he's a guy that's determined too, man. Like that young man. He's a load to work with, boy. But you got to, like you said, Swain, you got to be able to keep him in front, man, and make him take difficult shots at the basket. Just challenge shots, not fouling. And I wonder how the adjustment that's going to be made. You saw from the Wofford to UCLA game, it was a little bit different as far as overhelping. I thought Wofford game, they were overhelping. We talked about this, Swain. They were overhelping a little bit, but they must have went back to the film and watched and was like, okay, some of these guys, we don't need to be overhelping. Like, we're creating offense for guys. So you need to know who the drivers are. That's where the communication is key, because both teams, like Kentucky subs so much, Tennessee subs so much in spots like 3 and 4, cross-matching with guys. So the communication has to be high. A guy like Darlington Dubar can't come in and not understand you're guarding a 4 instead of a 3, somebody that drives, whether they space the floor or not. Like, those things are key, because it all that hinges on your help side, how far you are close to the free throw line, how far you are to the paint, where your closeout is coming. All that's going to be key. Communication is key, and especially with Coach Pope's offense, the way he runs it.
Ron Slay with us. We have another half hour. We will talk more Tennessee, Kentucky, as well as the field of 16. It went in with a bunch of SEC contenders for the Final Four and title. They're all still there with the Sweet 16 starting on Thursday. We'll get to that over the next half hour on the Sleigh Ride, presented by Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist right here on Josh and Swain.
What's up, my fellow VFLs? Josh Dobbs here. This year, I'm inviting all former volunteer athletes to join me April 10th and 11th at the beautiful Tennessee National Golf Club. My 4th annual Extraordinary Charitable Golf Classic will be filled with competitive golf, great views and vibes, and an exclusive opportunity to continue to build our VFL community. All proceeds benefit the community of Knoxville, so to all potential players and those interested in sponsorship opportunities, you can visit our website at extraordinarydollarsfoundation.org. I'll see you on Rocky Top soon. Go Vols.
Johnson, I've been hearing about this internet thing. Anything to it?
Yeah, boss. We had Cumulus Digital design and run our website.
Will an internet help our sales?
Already has. Plus, Cumulus Digital helps us rank high on search engines.
Whoa, one thing at a time, Johnson.
CumulusDigital.com. Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
Tennessee baseball is back in action at home tonight at Lindsey Nelson Stadium against Queens University. The Vols are coming off a series win over SEC foe Alabama from the past weekend. First pitch tonight is at 6 o'clock. You can catch the game on AM 990. NBA games in action tonight at 7 o'clock. The Hornets host the Magic. The Spurs visit the Pistons. At 7:30, the Warriors take on the Heat. The Knicks face the Mavericks. Hawks visit the Rockets at 8 o'clock. Jazz host the Grizzlies at 9 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, the Cavs visit the Trailblazers. The Thunder visit the Kings. NHL tonight, the Nashville Predators visit the Carolina Hurricanes at 7 o'clock. Other games in action at 7. The Sabres host the Senators. The Flyers visit the Maple Leafs. Penguins take on the Lightning. At 8 o'clock, Blues host the Canadiens. Golden Knights visit the Wild. Jets host the Capitals. 9 o'clock, Red Wings take on the Avalanche. Flames host the Kraken. And at 10:30, the Kings host the Rangers. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Ted Russell Ford, which has 2 convenient locations to serve you right here in Knoxville. You can stop by the Parkside Drive location or the Kingston Pike location at Walker Springs Road. Ted Russell Ford is your super dealer, and they're celebrating Ford Truck Month right now with great savings on many different options in the Ford truck lineup. From the Maverick to the Ranger, the F-Series has so many combinations available to fit whatever you need in a truck. Super Duty trucks. Learn more about the Ford F-150 Lightning as well, or any of their great options. If you're looking for an SUV, check out the Ford Edge or the Explorer, or if you need a large family SUV, you're not beating the Ford Expedition with all that it can offer you. Right now, they can offer savings, they can offer low interest rates, and you can find many different options from the Ford lineup or everything they have with their pre-owned selection. And you can shop online easily when you go to tedrussellford.net. Stop by Kingston Pike or Parkside Drive as well for Ted Russell Ford.
This has been a paid announcement.
Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Picture the pool of your dreams, a place to relax, entertain, and make any season unforgettable. Paired with excellent, durable hardscapes like custom decking and stonework, Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com.
Spring is sprung in Knoxville, and it's time to step outside with New Balance. Discover the perfect fit with New Balance shoes. Whether you're hitting the trails, strolling the park, New Balance has shoes designed for comfort and style. Check out the fashionable 574 and 327 models, perfect for any spring outfit. Or if you're ready to run, try the 880s or the all-new design 1540 for the ultimate in performance. Visit New Balance Knoxville today, Suburban Shopping Center, just west of Westtown Mall. Get outside and enjoy these warmer days with New Balance.
Tackle your spring cleaning list with Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning Spring Sale. Mention me, Tyler Ivanson, the Sports Animal, and get 3 rooms for $109 plus a free hallway. You can book online, ZeroResKnoxville.com.
Windrock Tales from the Trail.
There I was, looking up at this seemingly insurmountable path forward. As I hopped out of the side-by-side to assess the challenge of Trail 16 posed, my heart raced as I looked for the proper line to take on this double black diamond beast of a trail. A voice in the back of my head whispered, "Let's send it."
Windrock Park has over 300 miles of trails for you to experience ultimate adrenaline. Head to windrockpark.com to plan your adventure today.
Let's see, landscapers I can afford. All right, searching affordable landscapers near me. Here we go.
Right here, sir. How can we help?
It's the same ones I saw last time.
Sir, we're right here and reasonably priced. Why is he not seeing us?
It looks like the ugly yard stays.
Sir, can you not see us?
Nope, he can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local landscapers. You're invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and it's time for the tournament. Are you ready to make some money? Go to fatjacksports.com and stop guessing and start winning. We won again last week. Everything turned to profit. Soccer was 8-1 again. Basketball had a great weekend, and UFC won for the 3rd week in a row. Want the baseball season for free? Sign up for football now, and it gets baseball for free. Go to fatjacksports.com. Less than $100 a week will have you building profit all during the tournament. fatjacksports.com to win. fatjacksports.com. Join Eric Ainge and Brian Rice at Ted Russell Lincoln on Kingston Pike this Wednesday. It's the Lincoln Spring Sales Event where you can save thousands on a 2024 Lincoln Navigator at 0% financing for 72 months. Ted Russell Lincoln, Knoxville's new home for luxury.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. At Jackson Hewitt, expert tax prep is now $149 or less, but only for a limited time. Hurry, book your appointment at jacksonhewitt.com today. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/49-149.
The bad hair index at an all-time high as the winds are going to whip up, especially in the foothills and the mountains later on Tuesday evening. But it is a beautiful day into the lower 70s with abundant blue skies. A couple sprinkles in the mountains on Wednesday, setting up a cold Thursday morning. Frost and patches. From the WVLT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Cadunza European Auto Repair. KUDUNZA. 2 locations to serve you. Middlebrook Pike and Alcoa Highway. Online at cadunza.com.
The Sports Animal app has a special second stream and a link to our latest videos. Download the Sports Animal app. Fair, honest sports conversation from 2 guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on 99.1, The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Two VFLs this entire hour. VFL Jason Swain, former Tennessee wide receiver. Ron Slay, VFL SEC basketball legend with 3HL on the Zone in Nashville in the afternoons on ESPN as well and the SEC Network. Evan, with a text to us, Ron Slay said, somebody needs to tell Mr. Slay, I like that, he needs to know how great he is on national TV and how happy and grateful we are to be able to say that we're a part of his family.
Man, we'll tell Evan, I greatly appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? I don't take that lightly, dog. You know, I try to represent the Vol family as strong as possible, you know, and still be, I think it's a way to do it and still be unbiased in the situation. But when I need to be biased, it's easy. Very easy, Evan.
Hey, were you biased when you picked Tennessee to win against Florida?
No.
You wasn't? Okay.
No, I actually thought I walked into it saying it was going to be a single-digit win for one of the two. And, you know, if that's going to be a coin flip, I'm rolling with Tennessee. I did think Florida was a tough matchup, man. But, nah, I wasn't biased in that one. Like, if they matched up again, like I got them picked to match up in the national championship, I expect it to be 5 and below. And it's going to be a coin toss then.
Yeah, what do you think about the picks you made before the start of the tournament and where things stand after seeing the first weekend now heading into the Sweet 16?
I'm standing strong with my picks, man. I mean, very strong with my picks. I got Auburn and Michigan playing. I didn't have Ole Miss. I had Marquette beating Ole Miss, I think. But Ole Miss is I had Michigan State. Michigan State playing there. But I didn't have Ole Miss advancing, so we'll see how that goes with Izzo. I'm feeling good, especially with my Final Four picks, man. It's all 4 SEC teams: Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and Auburn. All of them standing strong. I think I did watch Duke. Duke looks good. Duke,
they're pretty
defensively.
Good.
Man, Tyrese Proctor, the way he playing, like they look really good. I just think, man, for some reason, at the end of games, I'm a big guy on experience. You had to have been there. I know that feeling when you haven't. Inexperience has bitten them in matchups with neutral sites with Kansas, Kentucky, when they went to Clemson. Like somehow, some way, something always happens. A slip and fall, or they take the ball the wrong way. Something happens. And I think Alabama should be matched up with them. And I'm going to keep on saying, Grant Nelson is a difference maker. Like, I know a lot of people, boy, they gave me hell on social media when I said, man, he's just as impactful for Alabama as Cooper Flagg is for Duke. Neither one of them leads them in scoring. None of that. But you go and see, now the way it happens is totally different. But when you watch Alabama, it's a reason that Nate Oates said, he's not playing, and then in the middle of the game, he had to insert him in that game for them to win. That's the impact he plays with for Alabama, and that's what he means to him. So, may not be quantified by the stats or anything, but if you ain't got a basketball eye, I don't expect you to see that. So, you're looking at the stats and points and how many dunks, how many threes they were shooting, all that silly stuff. But Alabama, I think, will get them, and I think Tennessee and Houston will be a rock fight, and Tennessee should be able to come out on top, man, and you know, Florida and Auburn is Florida and Auburn.
Which team currently left in the Sweet 16 that you are the most surprised that they are this far?
Ole Miss. It'd be Ole Miss for me. Arkansas, I'm not surprised at all, man. I once I got to see Arkansas play versus Texas at home and then the season finale versus Mississippi State at home, and the way their 7-footers finally were playing and the way DJ Wagner was playing, I'm not surprised. And then they add back Boogie Fland, and now Thero has been cleared to be able to play Thursday. Arkansas, dangerous bump. I'm totally understand what they got going on. But Ole Miss, I didn't think Ole Miss would lock up and play defense. And I didn't think they would rebound the ball the way they are. Sean Padula is playing like Sean Padula that I thought he would be coming into the season. I didn't get to see this Sean Padula. Saw him in flashes, but him and Juju Murray both like to have the ball in their hands, and it seems like Murray has been like, all right, you got it. You got the point guard spot, man. Go on and run with it. I'll play the off guard. I'll come in and try to score in bunches, let you control the tempo, and it's been working for him. So a little undersized, but so many weapons, the way they space the floor, it's going to be interesting versus Michigan State because they got way more experience in scores than Michigan State does. So Chris Beard, that's another Chris Beard been here.
Yep,
he's been here, and then they jumped out there and called them frauds. Like it's like this is what I'm talking about. Like you look for any little bitty thing. I told a story on 3HL the other day. Like, man, if I could go back and do it, I felt like we was set up playing North Carolina in the Sweet 16. They put us both in the same tunnel, and that's cool if we about to go on out. But for some reason, the game before us was delayed a little bit. Tulsa, and I forgot who it was that was playing, maybe Illinois or something. But it was delayed a little bit. So we were standing in the tunnel, you know what I mean, like longer than we should have been. Coaches, teams, both of them. And I mean,
with them?
The old Texas arena, you know how little those tunnels are. Like it's probably 2 feet in between. Nah, it ain't even 2 feet, a foot and a half in between us and the Carolina players with nobody in the middle. And you know me. Well, it's only gonna be so long that I'm just gonna sit there and be quiet. So it's quiet in there. We waiting on the clock to expire, waiting on them to come on out. And I was like, man, hey man, it's too quiet in here. I don't know why y'all so quiet. You know, I'm talking to Julius Peppers, Brandon Haywood. Man, we about to murder y'all. Y'all ain't nothing. And they ain't saying nothing back. So they just absorbing it, letting me do all the talking. You can see Phil Ford and Guthridge looking them back like, man, what's wrong with this dude? So I that gave them a little bit of motivation, even though we had them. If Haywood don't foul out, we get that game. But I did go, it worked out for Charlotte when Larry Brown and them were up there, and you know, they keep that North Carolina click. And so me and Phil Ford and Larry Brown was walking down the steps, getting ready to go to practice, and Phil Ford said, man, why was you talking so much in the tunnel that time we playing y'all the Sweet 16? I was like, man, what was I supposed to do? We just sitting there with you. We want to start high-fiving, playing hanky-panky or something, man. Like, we finna go to war with y'all. So, you know, they gave them the little momentum, Ed Coder, and them guys what they needed right there to finish us off. So,
Swain, Ron said, you know me.
Yeah.
He was analyzing himself right there. That's the analyst Ron Slay talking about what basketball player Ron Slay, how he was managing the situation pregame.
Yeah, man.
Well, it wasn't your fault that you were there, yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Why wouldn't they put us on opposite sides of the arena or something? They're gonna put us walking through the same exact tunnel. Come on, dog. I've been talking all year long.
They wanted to see how you would handle it, and they found out.
About you playing no football, Peppers. What's up? Haywood, 7 foot, so what's up?
If you ever wondered about the level of confidence Ron Slay has, Julius Peppers, one of the great pass rushers in NFL history, is who he's referencing right there.
Oh, and guess what? He took the part. I was the only person all year that blocked the hook shot, and he blocked it from help side. I went up over Brandon Haywood, 7-footer, shot a hook shot, and this man came from the weak side and beat it out of bounds. I'm like, where'd you even come from? Dude?
A lab.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. So when somebody says, hey, well, can somebody play two sports? Can they play football and basketball? Julius Peppers did it. He's called the exception.
Yeah. He's the only exception.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back. One more segment here on the Sleigh Ride. Final thoughts for this huge basketball weekend coming up. The men's and women's teams from Tennessee on to the Sweet 16. We're on to the next segment with Ron Slay right here on the Sleigh Ride, presented by Native Design on Josh and Swain.
Josh and Swain will be broadcasting live this Friday at Ted Russell Ford on Parkside Drive. March at Ted Russell Ford is Truck Month, where you can save thousands on all remaining 2024 models. Ted Russell Ford, East Tennessee's #1 volume dealer.
Honey, we need a new roof.
Go to moshingles.com and get a quote in 60 seconds.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're a top-rated roofing company in East Tennessee and A+ rated with the BBB.
Free instant quotes at moshingles.com.
The A.G. Hines Company, a fourth-generation family business backed by more than 100 years of customer service serving all East Tennessee. That's a century's worth of knowledge in material application, concrete, masonry, waterproofing, stucco eaves, slate roofing, and manufactured stone veneer. They have you covered with name brands like Nudura, Drive It, and Spec Mix. No job is too big or too small. They have the expertise to assist in all your residential or commercial construction needs. The A.G. Hines Company, building materials since anyone can remember.
That pitch is tattooed down the left field line. It goes. Say goodbye. That is a grand.
Don't tell me the AC is broken again. Ugh.
No matter the season, a broken air conditioner, furnace, or heat pump is a nightmare. But if you need emergency HVAC repairs or need to invest in a new heating or cooling system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month, we're offering a free 12-month warranty on select HVAC brands, including parts and labor when you purchase and install a new HVAC system. Our warranties are 2 times longer than the industry standards, so don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. Whatever heating and cooling HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to make your home comfortable again in no time. We also make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer 0% financing with credit approval on all major HVAC brands you know and trust. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hey Vol fans, it's Dr. Lewis Reaper with Tennessee Foot and Ankle, and our team is all Vol. We know the pains that come from kicking the TV after a tough loss and the agony that follows until the next win. For any Vol pain that you experience, let us help heal you from the ankles down. Located in Sevierville, Madisonville, and Lenore City, we'll make it worth the drive knowing you're being treated by true Vol fans who know true Vol pains. Call today at VOL 986-2700 and let's get your Vol pain gone before more settle in this next game day. Tennessee Foot and Ankle.
Hello, Knoxville. This is Mitchell Parton with Frazier's Carpet One. Frazier's massive in-stock selection means buying power muscle, and that means big savings for you. Frazier's always keeps hundreds of thousands of square feet of the best-selling carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, tile, and plank, and more, all in stock. Plus, no money down and free financing for an entire year. So call 546-4850 for a free in-home estimate. If you're even thinking about new floor covering and going to the big box stores, think again and come to Frazier's Carpet One. Apples to apples, we guarantee it. Frazier's will beat the big box stores with no money down and free financing for an entire year. We make it easy. Everything for the floor from the store you trust more. Frazier's Carpet One.
If you're a die-hard sports fan looking to add some magic to your collection, look no further than Sports Treasures, Knoxville's oldest and most trusted sports card and memorabilia store for 35 years at 4819 North Broadway in Fountain City. From exclusive events like meet and greets and trading card tournaments, it'll all bring out the competitor in you. Visit Sports Treasures today or check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Collect the memories, cherish the moments only at Sports Treasures, your ultimate sports collector's destination.
Swain, final segment of the sleigh ride. It flies by, especially heading into the Sweet 16. The sleigh ride every week thanks to Native Design, turning ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com. Swain's talked about how nervous he will be later in the week. Are you going to be nervous Friday, Ron? How are the nerves for Ron Slay on a Tennessee game day?
Man, the nerve it depends. Is different scenarios, and this one I'm not nervous. I'm like, if I had to draw up a scenario, this would be it. Like, you got beat, you got handled in the first 2 games. They came out and talked about what the game plan was, like not to let certain guys shoot on our team, like that right. That don't pierce your soul as a competitor. Like, I was the game plan? No, So that right there, man, and then coming out and telling people, which it's cool for them, for their fan base, like Butler did what he was supposed to. I don't expect him to say nothing else. Like, yeah, y'all guaranteeing a win. But you don't need to let us hear that. That should have been said in the locker room. So you're that confident. Because of the 2 wins, yeah, bring that on. No nerves. I think with this bunch, with this leadership, and these boys will be ready to go. At least to my words.
Has there been a game Tennessee's played in recent history in the tournament where you were nervous?
Yes, Purdue.
Which one? What was the last one?
Purdue.
What about before that?
I was super nervous. I was on edge on that game.
What about before that?
You just didn't know. You didn't know how it was going to be officiated. you didn't know, man, if you could get enough stops, if you could score enough from outside. I thought honestly, and man, I'm a huge Zakai fan. I just thought Smith was just in so much control, man. Like it was like the control that Zakai's in right now. That's what ain't that his name? I forgot his first name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but him, man, Smith, his pace and lawyer and everything, like, it was actually beautiful to watch. That backcourt, as much as Edie got attention, that backcourt, man, was special. And I honestly see that level of play from Chaz and Zakai. Like the wave that they're on right now, and then when you insert Gainey, like they the ones got me feeling calm.
Okay.
Like it's like they are playing at a different. They actually brought their. I didn't know how he was gonna do it, but they brought their game up a level, and that's good to see. They were playing elite basketball.
I don't know if you were nervous Sunday. Were you tired watching the Lady Vols up and down the court in that win against Ohio State on to the Sweet 16? It'll be the Lady Vols against Texas on Saturday.
Man, that was fun.
Man, that was one.
How about
that was one from the books. That was one of the books right there. Going out of that first quarter, like, oh no, man, I hate, man, they get the host and playing their home court, and then that second quarter happened, like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You don't want nothing more than this, and then you got to withstand a 17-0 run. Like that was everything right there. And then at the same time, man, cheering for Jelani Cambridge with her being from Nashville, like that was beautiful to watch. And Kennedy Cambridge as well. I needed Tennessee to get that win though. That was huge, man. I just want to know, like, what's the disciplinary action for McMahon for what she did after the game? That was kind of wild, man.
She was showing out, wasn't she? She was upset.
Huh?
So she was upset, wasn't she?
Man, very. I mean, like, and she's a hell of a player, but that was like the cussing and hard five giving. Like, I know you pissed off about it. I know this the same way y'all lost last year, but come on now, what this got to do with them? Just in this game, the better team won. It was that simple.
Really that simple. Yeah, I mean, this is a perfect scenario for you, Ron, because Tennessee won, but your Nashville girls played, and Jelani, she was awesome. Sparked the comeback. Had a couple baskets at the rim. Had a three there in the corner. She was great, man.
I'm still say, man, like if this style of play was happening when she was coming out, I think it would have been a stronger opportunity for Tennessee to get up. Much stronger, because that was her, like, that's her game. Like you said, like she's AAU, like she can play all kind of styles and tempos, but that right there, open court, get the ball and go, space.
What year is her older sister?
Kennedy she's 2 years.
So she was junior.
2 years, but I think she got 2 years at Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. So that might have been her fourth. That might have been her senior year. I had to look.
I mean, Jelani don't have to stay at Ohio State.
No, she does not. No, she does not.
Would you listen to yourselves, you guys?
What are you talking about?
we just saying, Swain. That show would be nice to couple with them other All-Americans that's coming in.
Come on back.
There are options these days.
Come on back home. Your sister graduated.
All right, Ron, this is great. Sweet 16. It doesn't get better than this. This stage past the first week, and it gets real. Anything else that we might have missed? Anything to leave us with as we close out the sleigh ride and put it in the shop for a week?
Nah, man. Baseball still waiting in the wings. They're in the batter circle. You know what I mean? Still number one team in the country. So that's cool where they are. Lady Vols going to Birmingham. Y'all go down there and support them. You know, if you can't make it to Indianapolis, choose wisely. You know what I mean? Which team needs you the most? I think both of them are big time games. You know, you lost by 4 points without Kim Caldwell being there to Texas, in Texas. Yep. So this is gonna be cool. A neutral site game. Madison Booker is a dog, but man, Talasia, boy, she's been playing elite as well. So it's gonna be fun, man. This right here is beautiful to watch. You know what I mean? The flipping between the channels and teams vying to go to the Final Four, Elite Eight, Final Four. I think we got something special, man.
It's a big weekend coming up, and there's a chance 7 days from now we're talking to Ron Slay about the first ever Final Four appearance for Tennessee. Tennessee 2 wins away. Chip in the text box noted you stay suited and booted. You had the orange gear on, though. You're supporting the Vols this past weekend. Studious Slay, I noticed with the spectacles. I liked it. It was a good look.
Yeah, I was sitting beside Chancellor Plowman, so I had to I had to up my elite play, my elite knowledge right then. So I just had to put them on real quick.
You heard that, didn't
Dr. Slay.
He told himself.
Yeah, he did.
He was sitting next to the chancellor of the university. You heard that, right?
That was an accident. Chris Lofton gave me his ticket.
There it is. Yeah. International calls to Chad Newman during his playing career now, running with the big dogs, running the university. He's Ron Slay. Ron, we appreciate it as always. Look forward to talking to you next week.
Appreciate y'all. Go Vols, baby.
The Sleigh Ride presented by Native Design. One more hour to go on Josh and Swain.
Are you concerned about age-related macular degeneration, or AMD? If you're over 50, then you should be. AMD impacts as many as 1 in 10 Americans over 50, severely impacting your vision and robbing you of your ability to drive, read, and enjoy the vibrant beauty of life. Now, protecting your eyes is easier thanks to New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements. Specifically formulated to improve eye health, New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements not only protect your eyes, but help improve night vision, as well as helping to relieve eye fatigue caused by digital devices. Only New Nordic uses wild Swedish blueberries because of their superior concentration of color pigments, which are vital to eye function and health. New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements are Scandinavia's #1 selling natural eye formula. But now you can find them at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com. Enjoy healthy vision with New Nordic's Blueberry Eye Supplements. Available now at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com.
Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Picture the pool of your dreams, a place to relax, entertain, and make any season unforgettable. Paired with excellent, durable hardscapes like custom decking and stonework, Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com.
Bonus bets today.
And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline at 1-800-889-9789. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Tennessee. T's and C's apply.
Fort Sanders Health and Fitness is now Covenant Health Fitness Center. Same great service, new name, no long-term contracts. Visit us at Pellissippi Parkway and Kingston Pike for a free 3-day trial. Visit covenanthealth.com/fitness-center or call 531-5000.
Join Eric Ainge and Brian Rice at Ted Russell Lincoln on Kingston Pike this Wednesday. It's the Lincoln Spring Sales Event where you can save thousands on a 2024 Lincoln Navigator at 0% financing for 72 months. Ted Russell Lincoln, Knoxville's new home for luxury.
Mahogany's at the Crown Plaza in downtown Knoxville is your quick, convenient, and quality weekday lunch option, featuring a 40-item soup and salad bar to an extensive hot bar with everything you could ask for. Choose from a wide range of a la carte menu items, from soups, salads, sandwiches, wings, quesadillas, burgers, pizzas, and so much more. Mahogany's has options for appetites big and small. If you're tired of the same old lunch, get to Mahogany's at the Crown Plaza in downtown Knoxville, and your afternoons will thank you.
Soccer lovers, donate with Medic and be entered to win a pair of One Knox 5-game match passes. These passes are for 5 home games at Covenant Health Field. Donate between March 22nd and April 6th. 2 winners will be chosen. Give back to your community. Give blood. To reserve your time slot for donating, please call us at 865-524-3074 or visit medicblood.org. Medic is the primary blood supplier for 25 hospitals and regional air transport services across 23 East Tennessee and Southeast Kentucky counties. When you give locally, you save locally.
It's March, and you know what that means. It's time to leave it all out on the court. To make it here, it takes heart, dedication, and a ton of energy. Nothing creates more energy than a great night's sleep. Hi, I'm Roger Cunningham, owner of the Bed Store. Be at the top of your game with a great night's sleep with a life-changing mattress from the Bed Store. The quality of your sleep affects 100% of the time you're awake. There's simply no substitution for great rest. And there's no better way to get great rest than on a great mattress. Here at the Bed Store, we have the best brands like our new ZZ mattress from Well Tuck. We worked with Zakai Ziegler to design this mattress to provide incredible support and pressure-relieving comfort. It'll help you sleep better, wake up feeling refreshed, and not break the bank.
Come to the Bed Store and check out my brand new bed. The Bed Store and I designed it to provide full core comfort. It's
It's called the ZZ, and you know it's a layup.
Right now, get the new ZZ starting at only $5.99, including free local delivery. The best store in ZZ.
Wow, we even tuck you in.
From the Budweiser Studios, this is WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville. Touchdown. Streaming worldwide at 991thesportsanimal.com and on the Sports Animal app. Yes! We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? We may still get a USC-UConn showdown in a regional final in Women's March Madness, but it will not be Juju Watkins against Paige Beckers. Watkins, the USC star, suffered a season-ending right knee injury last night. It is a terrible blow for her, most importantly, but also for her team, the tournament, and the sport as a whole. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text KING to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text KING to 321-321. That's KING to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
This is Jake Newton at West Knoxville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. New Jeeps up to $24,000 off MSRP.
Welcome into hour number 3 of Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Jason Swain is here. He's a VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward, 865-656-9900. You feel gassed up, ready to go for a Sweet 16 matchup on Friday night after the sleigh ride?
Yeah, I'm still going to be nervous Friday.
Oh, I know you will. I thought about asking, okay, Ron said he's not going to be nervous Friday. Is that going to help you?
Yeah, I mean, game time, I'll be nervous for sure. Because every possession matters. I mean, it's going to come down to one possession. Or it could come down to one possession. But if it does, you mean tell me Ron ain't going to be nervous then? If it comes down to one shot, one possession? But we've gathered some insight of why Ron is so confident. Mm-hmm. So I understand where he's coming from. Listen, man, we're playing better. We're not the same team that Kentucky beat twice. Not the same team from February the 11th. Not the same team from January the 28th. Not the same team. Zakai is shooting the best he has all season long. Chaz is taking his game to another level. I mean, this is a guy that was newcomer of the year in the SEC.
Yeah, it's not just that Chaz is hitting shots. He was able to do that in big games early in the season. The way that he's playing, the confidence that he has on the floor with what the coaches want him to do, that's different than what we saw 3 months ago.
Another level. Those 3 guards, you can throw in, I didn't mention Gainey, but he's part of the 3 guards, and then you throw in, Meshack in that equation as well. Hopefully he gets the opportunity to shoot it and make some shots, because for Kentucky to publicly say, yeah, we just not going to guard certain dudes. Man, that's a slap in the face. I mean, they slapped you twice. Mm-hmm. They gave you a 2-piece. Remember Street Fighter back in the day? Those combos? 4-hit combo, 6-hit combo, 8-hit combo, or Mortal Kombat? Mm-hmm. Kentucky gave Tennessee a 2-piece combo.
Yeah, Street Fighter was really good.
Like, the first one, we're not going to guard certain guys. The second one was Lamont Butler.
Yeah.
So, how many times are you going to get slapped across your face before you respond?
ESPN's Myron Metcalf re-ranked the remaining 16 teams in the NCAA tournament. He ranked Duke number 1. Understandable.
Oh, totally understandable.
Florida's number 2. Houston's 3. Auburn's 4. Tennessee is 5. So the top 4 are all 1 seeds. Tennessee is his top-ranked team without a 1 seed. Then Alabama, Michigan State, Kentucky. Tennessee 5th, Kentucky 8th in Myron Metcalf's ranking. Tennessee favored to win the game. Ken Palm likes the Vols by 5.
He picked Tennessee, too.
Who did?
Metcalf.
Seth Greenberg has picked Kentucky. Is that correct on ESPN?
Yep, he has, but Borzillo picked Tennessee. Metcalf picked Tennessee. And Joe Lenardi picked Tennessee, according to ESPN.com. Says Kentucky has already beaten Tennessee twice this season, but the Volunteers saw fantastic performances from their guards in the first weekend of the tournament. Chazanier totaling 49 points in 2 games while shooting 10 for 18 from 3. Ziegler averaging 13.5 points, 9 assists. Tennessee also had its best defensive performance in weeks against UCLA, limiting the Bruins to 58 points and 0.93 points per possession. Kentucky looked good in its pair of tourney wins, especially with Lamont Butler healthy, but Kentucky also went 12 for 24 from 3 in each of the previous meeting with the Vols. That lofty shooting efficiency could be hard to replicate a third time. That's what Borzillo said. But, yeah, all 3 of these guys, man, they picked Tennessee. Seth Greenberg, when you watch what he said, listen to the words that he used, he's expecting Kentucky to shoot the ball again like that, 50% like they did the first 2 meetings. These 3 guys are not expecting Kentucky to shoot that well. So that's the difference.
There has been a little movement in the line. As I'm looking right now, it's between 3.5 and 4.5. Tennessee favored by Kentucky, but Tennessee favored to win the game.
Play to watch, Chazanier wasn't at his best either of the 2 Kentucky games. 3 for 10 in the first meeting, 0 for 7 in the second meeting, averaging 12.5 points in those 2 games. But in Tennessee's wins, Lanier's averaging 19.4, shooting 43.8% from 3. So, player to watch, Chazanier.
Randy asked the question, if it comes down to 1 possession, who do you want to take the final shot?
Chazanier.
Okay. He said Lanier, Gainey, or Ziegler. I answered the question, though. I want the ball, I believe, in Zakai's hands to create.
To pass it to Chazanier.
Most likely pass to Chaz Lanier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of that depends on how much time's left on the shot clock. If you're talking about 5 seconds or less, you may not have as much creation time, and you might say, just get the ball to Chaz and see can he drive and get a shot? Do you need 2? Do you need 3? Obviously, that matters. But, yeah, taking the shot, ball's in his hands, ball's going up in the air toward the basket, Chaz would be my first pick.
Three of the guys I'm comfortable with, honestly. Gainey, Ziegler, Chazanier.
Yeah, if the ball is kicked out to any of those 3 guys, if it's Chaz driving and passing back out to Zakai, happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, Gainey hit a game winner versus Illinois, so he's done it before. We know Z is clutch. And Chaz, man, he's your best scorer. So any one of those 3, defenses will try to take one of those guys away. I would probably assume they would take Chaz away or try to, forcing somebody else to beat you. Mm-hmm. But I would feel pretty good if Ziegler or Gainey had a good look at the rim. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that.
No, you'd rather have the lead, and you're asking who do you want to get a stop?
No, I'd rather have the lead. And
by multiple possessions?
By multiple possessions. That's at the free throw line, up 3, and we got 2 shots, and we just hit 1.
Wouldn't you prefer in the first ever NCAA tournament game against Kentucky, having lost to them twice, to beat Kentucky on a buzzer beater, Swain?
No. I want to stump a mud hole in their butt.
Okay.
But I know that's asking too much.
Right.
So give me up 3, free throw line. Let's hit one of our free throws, make it 4, and no one foul. Please, no one foul a three-point shooter, and Tennessee wins. Let him make the three.
Do you like it when you see a fouled three-point shooter by Tennessee early in the game? You feel like, okay, they've gotten it out of the way.
No, I don't like it any moment.
Well, it's going to happen.
Did you see that silly play by Maryland last night against Alabama?
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking, girl? Like, and then you're gonna put your hands up like you didn't foul it. You knocked half her head off.
Yeah. I love the either complaint or why are you calling that look after an obvious foul, especially after one that's not smart.
Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite.
It's the best.
Man. Yeah. You know who made me really start paying attention to that stuff the most? Those foul faces. That's what I call them. Foul faces. It's Tim Duncan.
Yeah. That was going to be my guess.
Never said anything, it seemed like, but it was the reaction.
Yeah, he would put his hands up on his head.
Foul faces.
Yeah.
Like, you know that was a foul.
Yeah, the Spurs were elite at it.
Oh, yeah.
Manu was really good.
Oh, yeah.
The foul face.
Yeah. I get annoyed when, like, a player does that, and it's clear that you fouled the person.
Yeah, Tennessee's a terrific basketball team. They play smart basketball. They could use a no-man, though, on the three-point fouls.
Yeah.
But they're also aggressive. They're really good defense. They're really good defending the three. So part of that can maybe get in the way.
I think two of Meshack's fouls that was called against him against UCLA were not fouls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I truly think that he got all ball.
One of them that I recall for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Especially starting out, that whistle was kind of tight.
It was real tight. It benefited Tennessee for sure.
UCLA did not do well with it. And UCLA, first possession in the second half, while Jim Jackson Wright was the analyst, he was talking about avoid fouls here early. Boom,
Daily.
foul in the first possession.
Daily.
And back to the bench.
Back to the bench, buddy. Enjoy yourself. Zakai did a really good job of adjusting.
Yeah.
That's where experience comes into play. That's what Ron said was talking about.
The Alabama game in Knoxville was one that was called really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe experiencing that helped a little bit because we knew that could happen in March.
Yeah.
We'll continue the conversation. Attaboy still to hand out. Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports at 2:30. We're here until 3 o'clock. 865-656-9900 for you to join us on Josh and Swain.
Be here today for No Huddle. 30 minutes of talking sports, only stopping to give you 30-second traffic updates. Be here at 5 for No Huddle, powered by Chattanooga Whiskey. Made in Chattanooga with double the roasted and toasted grains than anyone else. It's Tennessee's best sipping whiskey. No Huddle, today, 5 p.m. on 99.1. The Sports Animal.
Are you tired of battling the constant lack of energy day after day? What about what's going around that everyone's fighting? Hey, this is Karina. I'm an RN and I'd love to put the pep back in your step. It's time to visit Vital Hydration. Vital Hydration is the new way to feel better in no time. And we're now just off Level Road in West Knoxville to give you the energy you need in 1 hour. Visit us at 10932 Murdoch Drive or book your IV today at vitalhydrationknox.com. Vital Hydration will bring you back to where you want to be.
You're either in or you're out. And some things need to be kept in. And some things need to be kept out.
Whether it's for safety, curb appeal, or privacy, Cantrell Fence Company separates the in from the out. Aluminum, wood, vinyl, or chain link, we can meet your needs. Let us help you keep what's important in and the rest out. Get your instant estimate today at CantrellFence.com.
Windrock Tales from the Trail. There I was, looking up at this seemingly insurmountable path forward. As I hopped out of the side-by-side to assess the challenge the Trail 16 posed, my heart raced as I looked for the proper line to take on this double black diamond beast of a trail. A voice in the back of my head whispered, "Let's send it."
Windrock Park has over 300 miles of trails for you to experience ultimate adrenaline. Head to windrockpark.com to plan your adventure today.
Calling all Vols. Ready for fresh, house-made Mexican food, killer margaritas, and the biggest rooftop bar in Knoxville? Loco Burro scores with tableside guac, sizzling fajitas, amazing tacos, and don't forget to try a Vol favorite, our Big Orange Margarita. Loco Burro is located at West Elm Mall and delivers the freshest house-made Mexican Mexican dishes in town. Visit Loco Burro and join us on the rooftop. Loco Burro, Knoxville, where the Vols go for tacos and tequila.
Style, versatility, and power wonderfully together. When good things come together, that's Tiguan. Within a sophisticated and thoughtful design, you get a sharp, all-around SUV that's just about as wonderful as utility gets. Designed to fit your life, the Tiguan is confidently stylish and impressively versatile. With its modern looks, solid build, and cargo capacity, it's got a lot of good things under one roof. Experience the 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan at Harper Volkswagen.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. And when it comes to your privacy, Loudoun County Fence is the fencing company East Tennesseans have trusted for over 50 years. Your fence should be durable and stylish. Visit their website at lcfence.com and view all of their great options, from wood privacy to ornamental aluminum fencing. Loudoun County Fence is a family-owned and operated company with over 50 years of experience installing quality fencing in and around Knoxville. They're fully licensed and insured, and their workmanship is guaranteed. For your free estimate, visit lcfence.com.
Everything is more expensive than before, except for the sports animal, always free on the air and on the stream. 99.1, the sports animal.
The hottest sports stories of the day, broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on the Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. We continue to get ready for Sweet 16 action in baseball. Tennessee baseball continues as the number one team in the country in multiple polls. Swain coming off another series win, sweeping Florida, winning games 2 and 3 against Alabama this past weekend. And Tennessee will be back in action at 6 o'clock at Lindsey Nelson Stadium against Queens. And if you would like to go, we have a pair of tickets to the first caller at 656 wins. We'll get them to you digitally. 656 wins to win a pair of tickets to today's game. So we want to make sure you can go. 6 o'clock this evening at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Tennessee against Queens, to the first caller at 656 wins. We'll talk to Jay Busby in 10 minutes from Yahoo Sports. And right now we hand out today's Attaboy.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
So we hand out Attaboys and Attagirls every day thanks to Native Design. NativeTN.com is their website. Brought us the sleigh ride last hour. They bring Attaboys to the show each and every day. And I don't believe in jinxes. If they are real, I hope we don't apply it here. But this is an incredible story, and it comes from the latest success over the weekend by Grant Holloway, U.S. runner, sprinter, and hurdler. What he's put together for more than a decade now, Swain, is incredible. So on Saturday in China, he became the first hurdler ever to win 3 consecutive indoor world championships. He has 94 straight wins. He won gold in the 60-meter hurdles, and he has 94 consecutive indoor hurdle race victories, a streak that goes back to when he was a sophomore in high school in 2014. Think about all that has occurred since 2014. One thing that hasn't occurred is a loss by Grant Holloway in his different hurdle races that he has taken on. He's also the outdoor champ, which would not surprise you. He's the 110-meter hurdling champion as well. And he still has more championships that he will go after. But he continues to set records. He has a streak that is now close to 100 straight races won. Grant Holloway, U.S. champion once again.
Wow. Yeah, lots happened since 2014, my man. Wow. That's a standard, man. Winning is all he knows.
He also has plans of trying different events, flat sprints, relays, long jump, all in the cards for Grant Holloway. But when it comes to hurdles, the best in the world, and he has been that for quite some time. And he continues to represent the United States very impressively. So an attaboy to Grant Holloway, and every day we hand out attaboys and attagirls thanks to Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Get in touch with Native Design. You can call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com for Native Design, turning ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Swain, we have a follow-up text from Dave in Pigeon Forge. He messaged the show yesterday.
Is that the Kentucky fan?
I think so. He said in the most recent message, you said Kentucky yesterday has no chance to win it all. If they take Tennessee out for a third time, Kentucky has beaten Duke, Florida, and Tennessee 3 times. And you say no shot to win it all. Don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would say you meant, please, I hope not.
No. They're not winning at all. They got to beat Tennessee. They'll have to beat Houston.
Then probably Duke again, if not Duke, Alabama.
Yeah, like.
And then whoever would be in the title game. I wouldn't say that they have no chance, meaning 0%. I would just say it's
0%.
Okay, 0. Okay.
0.
Swain says 0. I would not put it at 0, but 0. I will say they will not.
Where are you going? 0.00001? Are you going 0.1?
I've got it at about a 2.6% chance.
Okay. I'm going 0% chance.
That's according to the metrics at jswain.com.
Yep. Swain Palm.
Swain Palm, okay.
Yep. SwainPalm.com.
One of the top 10 transfers in the college basketball rankings so far is Swain.
We're not related.
He's from Xavier.
We're not related. You saw his free throws?
Free throw percentage is pretty good, isn't it? 3's not so good.
Well, I mean, the game I saw, he missed like 2 in a row, and then he got back up to the line and missed another one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we've related. But I sure thought we was at the beginning. Anytime I see like an athlete whose last name is Swain, it's not like you see those guys all the time. So I got to reach out to an auntie or cousin and say, hey, we got any family over here? But I don't think he's related.
Freddie Swain, no relation?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
If he is, he's not anymore. He's disowned.
Jay Busby, no relation, but friend of the program from Yahoo Sports. He joins us next with 30 minutes to go on Josh and Swain.
Now you can text the sports animal. Try it out. 865-656-9900. Text us. 865-656-9900. That's 865-656-9900 to text the sports animal.
Johnson, I've been reading about this geofencing. Know anything about it?
Yeah, boss. We use geofencing through Cumulus Digital to help drive our sales.
How does it work?
We pick precise locations, and whenever a customer enters that location, they see our ads.
That's what I thought. CumulusDigital.com.
Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
Tennessee baseball is back in action at home tonight at Lindsey Nelson Stadium against Queens University. The Vols are coming off a series win over SEC foe Alabama from the past weekend. First pitch tonight is at 6 o'clock. You can catch the game on AM 990. NBA games in action tonight at 7 o'clock. The Hornets host the Magic. The Spurs visit the Pistons. At 7:30, the Warriors take on the Heat. The Knicks face the Mavericks. Hawks visit the Rockets at 8 o'clock. Jazz host the Grizzlies at 9 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, the Cavs visit the Trailblazers. The Thunder visit the Kings. NHL tonight, the Nashville Predators visit the Carolina Hurricanes at 7 o'clock. Other games in action at 7. The Sabres host the Senators. The Flyers visit the Maple Leafs. Penguins take on the Lightning. At 8 o'clock, Blues host the Canadiens. Golden Knights visit the Wild. Jets host the Capitals. 9 o'clock, Red Wings take on the Avalanche. Flames host the Kraken. And at 10:30, the Kings host the Rangers. I'm Joel Silverberg.
You're either in or you're out. And some things need to be kept in. And some things need to be kept out.
Whether it's for safety, curb appeal, or privacy, Cantrell Fence Company separates the in from the out. Aluminum, wood, vinyl, or chain link, we can meet your needs. Let us help you keep what's important in and the rest out. Get your instant estimate today at CantrellFence.com.
If you applied to FEMA, we may be trying to reach you. So stay in touch and make sure your information is up to date. To get help, visit FEMA.gov/help is here or call 1-800-621-FEMA. That's 1-800-621-3362.
Join the Eric Ain't Show with Brian Rice this Friday from 9 to noon at Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville on Callahan Drive. Stop by and meet the guys and see the all-new Kia Tellurides. Only at Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville this Friday with 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Mike Bradley here from the Knoxville Safe House, offering the largest selection of Browning safes in East Tennessee. Through April 15th, enjoy store discounts and Browning rebates for great savings. Visit our store to select the best Browning safe for your needs. The Knoxville Safe House offers delivery, installation, and professional safe moving services. Visit our store off of Alcoa Highway, online at KnoxvilleSafeHouse.com, or like us on Facebook. The Knoxville Safe House. Remember, you need a safe. You just don't know it.
In sports, the team with the biggest number at the end of the game wins. If you're in the commercial real estate market, NAI Cola RM Moore has some big numbers to share with you. 40 plus years in business in East Tennessee. Over 20 brokers with 500 years combined experience who closed 317 transactions in 2024, resulting in over $232 million in total volume. And in property management, NAI Cola RM Moore manages over 4,750,000 square feet of property. Experience wins. And experience is the reason NAI Cola RM Moore is number one and the largest commercial real estate firm in East Tennessee. They get results, and their success comes from their client success. Cross the goal line a winner in commercial real estate with the NAI Cola RM Moore team. Call 865-531-6400. That's 865-531-6400. Online at colamora.com.
It's Junk Be Gone's 20th anniversary, and this March enjoy $100 off any demolition project, including decks, garages, sheds, mobile homes, gazebos, and more. Locally owned and operated by Mike and Tracy Such, Junk Be Gone has proudly been the #1 junk removal company for the past 2 decades. Give them a buzz today and book a free estimate. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, rent a 15-yard driveway dumpster, the perfect size for remodeling, roofing, or just cleaning out the garage. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for the past 20 years.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and it's time for the tournament. Are you ready to make some money? Go to FatJackSports.com and stop guessing and start winning. We won again last week. Everything turned to profit. Soccer was 8-1 again. Basketball had a great weekend, and UFC won for the 3rd week in a row. Want the baseball season for free? Sign up for football now, and it gets baseball for free. Go to FatJackSports.com. Less than $100 a week will have you building profit all during the tournament. FatJackSports.com to win. FatJackSports.com.
Waters Equipment is your Maryville and surrounding area Woods Equipment tractor implement dealer, featuring the original Batwing rotary cutter. Woods Equipment offers products with 10-year gearbox warranties, rotary cutters with easy change blade system with a simple 3/4 wrench. They have Woods rotary cutters, rotary tillers, box blades, grater blades, pallet forks, finish mowers, and more products offered for tractors. Woods Equipment is available at Waters Equipment Company. Call 865-238-9000 or visit Waters woodsequipmentco.com.
This report is sponsored by Fiesel Roofing. A new roof can be expensive, so why not make it pay you back? A Fiesel solar roof cuts energy bills and saves you money. Visit FieselINC.com today and receive $2,000 off your solar roof. Upgrade your home and save money. That's FieselINC.com.
Gardeners, be mindful of a little cool down later on this week, even though it's beautiful right now. Sunshine, the daffodils blooming. We've got 71. Winds are whipping up the bad hair index. Tonight we're down into the upper 30s to near 40. A little cooler on your Wednesday with a couple sprinkles. From the WVLC First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
At Ingles, we know the ever-present struggle of what am I going to make for dinner this week? That's why we started the Ingles Table. It's all waiting for you at ingles-markets.com. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us alongside VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward with 30 minutes to go in today's show. We get to go to the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline to say hello to Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports. Jay, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing very well. We have talked a lot of basketball recently as Tennessee is on to the Sweet 16. Tennessee is among all of the major conference teams that are remaining in the Sweet 16 on the men's side. So the last couple of days, I'm sure you've seen, there's been talk of, okay, well, you have all the power conferences left, where are the Cinderella stories, but you also have big-time matchups in weekend two. What do you think of the storylines, how the power conference takeover seems to be in full effect, maybe because of the transfer portal and NIL, but the effect on March Madness as we're seeing it right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a more pronounced effect of what we were seeing with the college football playoff. And you know, there were fewer college football blue blood teams. So it was a little bit of a muted effect if you have an Arizona State or an SMU or someone like that, kind of Boise State sort of sneak into the mix here and there. Now, you know, the teams that we're always used to seeing filling out our brackets, the what state is that in that one? You know, your Gonzagas and so forth. You're wondering what's happened to them, the St. John's. You know, they've gotten knocked out along the way. And obviously it's a situation where NIL and, as you said, the transfer portal have kind of migrated talent upward to the bigger schools that have more money. And I think it's a shame, honestly. I don't see it changing, unfortunately, because it's the way of the world at this point. But this is one of those entirely predictable and yet still sad effects that we see of how money is warping college sports.
What is the effect on the tournament and its potential success? The reason I ask that is because now as we shift to this next weekend, my guess is that ratings are going to be pretty good because you'll see a bunch of big names that you recognize as they get closer to championship contention. But because I agree, I think it's a shame that it's going to be harder for the Gonzaga, San Diego State, Butler level schools to go on these runs that become incredible stories. But I'm guessing the people that make decisions won't care because they'll still benefit themselves, and the power conferences will benefit moving forward.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's quite when it's a battle between tradition and money wins every time. And it's interesting that in the March Madness in the tournament, we have these stories. You know, the Butler very nearly winning and so forth. But we see those and we kind of fall in love with those. But then when they happen in football, we're like, get those clowns out of here. We don't want these clowns. All we want is the big SEC team. So it's a weird difference of how we view things. And again, maybe I'm coming at it from too much of a college football standpoint. But yeah, there is in college football, you just want to see Godzilla versus King Kong versus Mothra versus Ghidorah. And then in March Madness, you're okay with seeing David come in and knock off a Goliath every now and then, particularly if it's someone like Duke. But it's a weird difference, but we're ending up in the same place, which is that the big teams are getting bigger and the teams that are on top are staying on top.
Has there been a game that stood out to you so far in the tournament?
You know, not so much. I mean, it hasn't been, as we've talked about before, it hasn't been that much of a buzzer beater sort of tournament. And I tell you what did stand out for me. I'm gonna show for my old alma mater. This is in the women's bracket. William and Mary, the women's team was the first team from either men's or women's from my college to make it to the tournament, and it was awesome. And William Mary got absolutely annihilated by Texas. I mean, it was just an absolute devastation, as there are so often in the women's bracket. But it was still so cool. My daughter and I were watching it with a bunch of William Mary alumni in Washington last weekend. And so this is, for those of us who have been used to this, in Tennessee, obviously, in Georgia and Alabama, you're used to seeing your school show up there in the highlights and the discussions. They've got the logo when they have the halftime show. But for William Mary and small schools like that, they don't get that chance. So to see your logo there right next to the Longhorns logo was pretty badass for William Mary people. And yeah, I mean, this goes back to the earlier question. That's a little bit of what's lost is that these little tiny schools don't get the exposure that really does them such good.
You can read Jay Busby's work, yahoosports.com. The Sweet 16 will begin on the men's side on Thursday, the women's side Friday through Monday this upcoming weekend. By then, by the end of the upcoming weekend, will Aaron Rodgers have an NFL team? Where do we stand on Rodgers and his free agency?
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows. Least of all, anybody that's close to Rodgers. He's kind of radio silent on all this. I just did a column today about how the Minnesota Vikings seem to be keeping that one little toe in the water, that one little, we're committed to J.J. McCarthy, but it's like, if you don't want to ask your prom date too early because you never know, then a better prom date might become available down the line. So that's kind of the game that the Vikings seem to be playing right now. I don't know. Rodgers needs to go ahead and make a decision here. He's got 3 different franchises, including the Giants and the Steelers, all sort of waiting on where he's going to go, and that's going to have implications for Carson Wentz, for Russell Wilson, for a lot of other players. It's going to be a domino effect. And there is a question of whether Rodgers is even worth all of this effort, but it's a valid question at this point. But it is interesting how he's keeping, which is probably exactly how he likes it, keeping the entire NFL kind of waiting on his next move.
Maybe he's on a darkness retreat right now and doesn't have contact with the outside world. I mean, he's done that in the past.
Oh, yeah, I agree that. You know what? I don't believe that he actually is out of contact. I believe he says he's in a darkness retreat, but then he goes in there and he's got his phone and he's checking Twitter and he's following, he's seeing what everybody's saying about it. Because he always comes out of those darkness retreats with a whole laundry list of reasons why he's pissed off at the media. So it seems like either he's tracking it or somebody's tracking it for him.
Yeah, like his photo on the beach with the blanket around himself. That's got, he knows that there are going to be photos of him in that,
He's
which
different.
is going to, yeah, he is different for sure.
Yeah, exactly. He's tremendous. I mean, it's, thankfully I do not have any kind of rooting interest or financial interest in Aaron Rodgers and in what his decision is. So I could sit back and just enjoy the chaos. But I would imagine that if you were looking to sign him as a quarterback, or if your team had your eye on him, it would be maddening.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. Jay, we've talked to you about your different pursuits. So your regular work with Yahoo Sports, your work in front of the camera that you've done, and also you've authored a few books. You have a new one coming out. So when do you know about Jay's book that's coming out? He just announced it earlier this afternoon.
What is?
So Swain, the reason I ask you this is the setup. Swain is from Huntsville, Alabama, and had connections as a recruit to Auburn and Alabama, and then played against them as a wide receiver at the University of Tennessee. Jay's next book that's coming out, it's going to come out in August, so right before football season, is titled Iron in the Blood, How the Alabama versus Auburn Rivalry Shaped the Soul of the South. So I kind of want an excerpt and review from Swain with his own personal feelings toward Alabama and Auburn. But this is going to be a really good read, Jay, I know, and you were excited to announce it earlier today.
Yeah. Finally, I mean, we've talked about this kind of off air for a while now. I am fully aware that if this book sells copies in the Knoxville area, it's going to be just to burn them. I understand that. I respect it. I know. I'm fully aware of the rivalry at work here. That people are going to use the pages to light cigars the next time Tennessee beats Alabama. I'm fine with that. But it is, to me, just a fascinating rivalry, as all Southern football rivalries are, in the way that these two teams just hate each other, and then they draw up a lot of hate themselves. So, yeah, like you say, it comes out in August. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyone who wants to know what the hell the deal is with these two schools, my goal was to put together a book that you could just hand them and say, all right, this is where these lunatics came from, and this is where they're headed.
Yeah. Lunatics is right.
That's the nicest thing. That's what we can say on air, right?
Yeah, well, is that what it's called? The Burn Book in Mean Girls? We're going back a couple of decades now, but I think it was the Burn Book is what it was. But we have plenty of just they enjoy college football stories. So I know a lot of people will be interested when it comes out here in a few months. Iron in the Blood. I don't know if you're in tease mode yet, but do you have a favorite story that you came across while putting it together?
Oh, so many of them. I mean, I'll go into more detail later, but the fact there was a point in time early on when Auburn was kicking the hell out of Alabama, and then a certain Auburn president made a decision. This is more than a century ago that affected the college and set it up to where we are today with with Auburn still chasing Alabama. There was a time when their positions were reversed, and then Auburn, as it so often does, shot itself in the foot.
Yeah, I've made the case that Auburn is, if you had somebody come from Europe or international and they had no knowledge of college football and you're trying to explain college football to them as quickly as possible, Auburn is actually the school that I would probably use because they have the ability to win a national championship, to bottom out at 3-9. I think there's maybe been some cheating in the past.
You think?
Maybe.
Crazy rivalries, and then just all the cultural stuff that goes there as well. So
very wasteful. A lot of people can use toilet paper, but no, they wasting it.
There you go. There's another example.
Exactly.
So the book, again, announced by Jay earlier today, Iron in the Blood, How the Alabama versus Auburn Rivalry Shaped the Soul of the South. We'll tell you more about it when it comes out, before it comes out in August. And, of course, you can always read Jay's work at yahoosports.com. Jay, congrats on the announcement of the book, and we appreciate the time. As always, we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, my friends. Y'all take care.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports, joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline.
Wish I had more of a warning.
They're kind of like your football cousins, wouldn't you say? Alabama and Auburn?
I wish I had a warning when you told me about Jay's book. Because my initial reaction was nothing. Because I was on live radio and I didn't want to say something that was bad.
I love when Alabama especially, but Auburn as well, when that comes up as a subject.
It's the greatest rivalry in college football, to me. I mean, I know Michigan, Ohio State, it's pretty serious, but you got the families, man.
Yeah, the crazy goes to a special kind of level.
It's a different level, man. It's a different level. And tragedy at times, too.
Yeah.
It's really sad, but, I mean, you got families that are on either side of the rivalry, and it's pretty intense, man. It's pretty intense. Here's one thing, like Michigan, Ohio State, like, it's two states.
Right.
You stay over there, I stay over here. But with Alabama and Auburn, you're in the same state.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't you stay over there, I stay over here. You all together. So it's just a different level. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good read, though.
Jay will tell those stories very, very well. I promise.
Really good read. I'm sure he has some awesome stories, too.
Yep. We will come back. We have one segment to go on today's show. We'll wrap up the conversation. Power Poll next as we close things out on Josh and Swain.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Sarah. She loves her motorcycle. What she doesn't love is when it suddenly rains. As she sits underneath a bridge waiting for it to stop, she grows quite fond of the graffiti on the overpass. She really likes the one with John Hart's Claire and wonders if they're still together. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes and see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Good old East Tennessee, we know family, hard work, and helping your neighbors still means a lot. I'm Nick Whitehead with Whitehead Auto Sales in Alcoa and Knoxville. Our family-owned and operated business is celebrating our 20-year anniversary. Our pillars are those 3 items: family, hard work, and helping your neighbor. Experience the difference of why we've been voted #1 in Blount County for years now, and why we've expanded to Chapman Highway to help even more. Visit whiteheadautosales.com or come shake our hands for a deal you can't find anywhere else. 20 years from our family to yours at Whitehead Auto Sales.
Wow, these bank fees are flat out ridiculous. And forget about trying to get a car or home loan. So, who do you do your banking with, Sharon?
Me? I don't.
You don't use a bank?
No.
So what do you, like, save your money under a mattress? Bury it in the backyard? Or maybe you borrow from some rich relative when you need a loan?
No, nothing like that. I do credit unioning.
Wait, what? Credit unioning? What the heck's that?
It's kind of like banking, but so much better. Especially if you use Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union.
Shopping for an auto loan? Shopping for a vehicle is easy the ATFCU way. Talk to Alcoa 10 before you shop so you can hit the lots with a same-day pre-approved loan. And you can get behind the wheel of that new or used car or truck. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the clear choice. Your less red tape banking alternative. Go to atfcu.com for details. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Join Josh and Swain live from noon to 3 Thursday from the Bed Store in Lenoir City. The Bed Store has 7 convenient area locations with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. Shop mattresses, accessories, and get free delivery.
Hey Vol fans, it's always game on at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. And like the best games, a lot can happen here in about 15 minutes. Like expert oil changes. They're quick, but never rushed. Drive in today. Proud sponsor of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Hey Vol fans, it's Dr. Lewis Reaper with Tennessee Foot and Ankle, and our team is all Vol. We know the pains that come from kicking the TV after a tough loss and the agony that follows until the next win. For any Vol pain that you experience, let us help heal you from the ankles down. Located in Sevierville, Madisonville, and Lenoir City, we'll make it worth the drive knowing you're being treated by true Vol fans who know true Vol pains. Call today at VOL 986-2700 and let's get your Vol pain gone before more settle in this next game day. Tennessee Foot and Ankle.
I never thought building a custom home would be this easy. When Red Door Homes built our house last year, they made the process simple. We picked from their 30-plus floor plans, customized it how we wanted, and they built it right on our land. The construction time was quick, and their 10-year warranty gave us total confidence. If you're thinking about building a home, do what we did. Go to reddoorhomestn.com and visit their showroom right off Paper Mill and Kingston Pike. You won't regret it.
Red Door Homes, home building as it should be.
Windrock Tales from the Trail. There I was, looking up at this seemingly insurmountable path forward. As I hopped out of the side-by-side to assess the challenge at Trail 16 posed, my heart raced as I looked for the proper line to take on this double black diamond beast of a trail. A voice in the back of my head whispered, "Let's send it." Windrock Park has over 300 miles of trails for you to experience ultimate adrenaline. Head to windrockpark.com to plan your adventure today.
Saving you money is our second passion. Never miss a deal. Text the word SWEET to 865-656-9900.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Back for the final segment of Josh and Swain. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you want to go back and listen to any of the show, if you want to go back and listen to the entire sleigh ride, we had Ron Slay on during hour number 2 of today's show. Search Josh and Swain anywhere you get your podcasts. You can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, third-party apps wherever you listen, as well as the podcast section of the WNML app. You can always listen to us on demand thanks to Beatty Chevrolet. We will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We'll have more Tennessee football to discuss. They practiced today. David Cobb of CBS Sports is going to hop back on tomorrow to help preview the Sweet 16. David picked Tennessee to go to the Final Four at the start of the tournament. We'll see what he thinks about Tennessee versus Kentucky and potentially Houston this weekend.
Well, he might as well pick Tennessee.
Might as well.
Again.
Might as well. Power poll in a moment. We didn't mention the story that came out a couple of days ago from Fort Lauderdale. Former Tennessee wide receiver Ramel Keaton, now with the Las Vegas Raiders. This story from WSVN in Miami. He was out fishing. Ramel's he's been a fisherman for a while. He's been fishing since he was a little kid. Caught a great white shark fishing down near Fort Lauderdale.
I thought this was a new off-season regiment put in place by Tom Brady to try to turn the Raiders around. But no, this is Ramel just doing what he's always done. Let's go fishing. He's just upping his game a little bit. Who cares about catching some crappie or some catfish? Ramel out here catching sharks.
Well, that's what we do in Raider Nation.
Catch sharks?
Catch sharks, yeah. And then go take a bite out of the competition on the field.
What's the purpose? What's the purpose of catching a shark? People eat sharks?
You can, I believe.
What's the purpose of catching anything if you're not gonna eat it?
This story didn't say that I read what they did with it. But
yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, it was a big boy. Ramel said that it felt like a workout reeling it in. Took about 30 minutes to reel in the shark.
That's something else right there, man. Most people run away from sharks or swim away or drive away. Stay away.
Yeah, ride away in a boat.
You just stay away from sharks.
Yeah. Typically you avoid. But, hey, VFL Raiders, they invite sharks in.
Of course, you'll find some way to make that cool, make it seem like this exclusive to the Raiders.
Any Bears caught a shark recently? Haven't seen any stories about it.
No, it doesn't really correlate to winning, so I don't think there's any point.
Okay, we shall see, shall we not?
We shall. We shall.
All right, before we close out the show, let's hit the power poll.
Captain, we're losing power in the warp engine. Nuclear power plant. What's up? I'm Kenny Powers.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I have the power! With great power comes great responsibility.
Full power, Mr. Scott.
All righty, Swain, we have 16 teams remaining in the NCAA tournament. We have our top 5 teams remaining as contenders to win it all, to win the national championship.
Not the Raiders. Honorable mention for me. Number 5.
Top 5, Swain.
Huh? Number 5, I'm going with the Auburn Tigers. Number 4, I'm going with your Tennessee Volunteers. 3, Houston Cougars. 2, Duke, and 1, Florida. You really could put Florida and Duke 1A, 1B, but I look at Florida winning the toughest conference tournament. I give them a little bit of an edge, but you can really go either or with those two. But those are my 5.
Battle tested coming out of the second round too, from an NCAA tournament standpoint. They had to fight through late against UConn, a team with championship pedigree, a program at least with that. So makes sense as the top pick. I have Houston 5, Tennessee 4. Tennessee ahead of Houston partly because while Houston's the 1 seed, I've picked Tennessee to go past Houston, so I'm going to pick them ahead as far as a contender. They would really be tied, honestly, in their chances going in, but we're not doing it that way. I have Auburn 3. Here's why. I feel better about the way Tennessee and Auburn are playing, but I feel better about Auburn's road to be in the Final Four. You have to be there for a chance to win it. So Auburn taking on Michigan. I'd rather play Michigan right now than I think Kentucky or even Purdue, and who Houston has to play.
So you didn't hear anything Ron Slay had to say, huh? He said he loved this position for Tennessee playing against Kentucky. He loves this matchup. You wasn't listening, man.
Yeah, but he would love Michigan more than he would love Kentucky.
Nice save attempt.
You have Florida number 2. I have the Duke Blue Devils number 1. Pretty good team.
Yeah. Duke ain't just beating teams right now. They are destroying teams.
Yeah, and Cooper Flagg, he's the number 1 pick, most talented player in the country. He's got a streak to him, too.
Oh, yeah, he's a dog. Listen, if Tennessee doesn't win, I would be okay with either Houston or Duke winning. Matter of fact, I would prefer Houston or Duke to win.
So, non-SEC teams? Where's your love for the conference, Wayne?
What are you talking about, man?
You ain't got love for the Gators?
Why would I have love for the Gators?
For the Auburn Tigers?
Why?
Bama?
Well, Josh, you know better.
All right.
Hey, man. How about the Lady Terps getting it done last night? Sending those Lady Tide home. Love that.
I know you were happy about that.
No, I was.
You were unbiased in your hatred for Alabama. It goes across the board to all the different sports teams.
You know how upset I was
That
when
is
we
very
lost to softball, Super Regional? I was upset.
Yeah. Wade, down in the Gulf Coast, appreciate you. Said shark is very good if cooked right. Got to skin them. And, yeah, it's got to plan together. But, yeah, shark very good if cooked right. Tim loves shark on the grill. So, Ramel Keaton, cook them up.
All right. We're eating shark for the NCAA tournament.
Catching footballs on Sundays, sharks on Saturdays.
That's something else right there. Good for Ramel, man. You got to do something a little different than play football all the time. You got to have an outlet.
Yep, he's got one.
Catching jaws and eating jaws, I guess, is one.
Yeah, Ramel he was 5 years old just watching Jaws for fun. He skipped the cartoon, said bring on Jaws.
I guess so, man.
We'll see you tomorrow in 21 hours. We'll kick things off at noon on Josh and Swain. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Joel Silverberg producing. Thank you as always. We'll see